you are former education minister. You are doing. Also, see to me so more do. It's on my demo so what. To also.
I only see to me the next.
That's so what.
And finally, they see to me the soon.
What said the enemy?
Okay.
And I'm traveling. The same thing. What time I'm going to NC member that because why flag bearer, why vice president. It will be an cheetah for maybe call MC for a very long time. Let me Kokukatin that. Kokukatin as we speak. Oh, you are Ken, a cheetah ni. Anambra. Parliament, your number BMC 20 number joining neck meeting. It doesn't come from only few people. What they have say 20 chairpersons of the committees. Make Kakwa say, Obia cheetah for one or them. No, Bia were present, Obia cheetah for, with the exception of you were where you tissue of a quackum, meaning for whatever reasons, Otaba meetings. But Ghana, suddenly was 4 days ago, but you could see the court for Bia.
Chairman Bute was there.
Chairman Bute chaired the meeting. Sure. In the absence of the national chairman, the sitting as the national chairman, joining a convey meeting in Kopim CV. You can't also committee with some baby approaching Yaba nonsense or you about Cheda. And when you 5 days, baby approaching Yaba nonsense or you about Cheda. And when you 5 days, Patriotic Institute, you know, it's be quite suggestion.
Abochie.
Abochie. But you also kind of Abochie.
Oh, he's acting Collins. Didn't you Abochie?
SOMPA. We don't want to tell us that we have the facilities and everything, and they are going to put aside the constitution of the party and go ahead with what they are doing. One thing I believe strongly, if the NPP is weak, I'm sure there are others still in the party who are not weak. And at the right time, they will make sure the right thing is done.
You did ask about the whereabouts of the national chairman of the party, but reliably, information we've gotten through a communique indicates that he's indisposed and cannot function well as the national chairman of the party. And because of that, the first national vice chairman of the party assumes that role to perform the role of the national chairman of the party. And with that, is that not constitutional of the New Patriotic Party?
Look, I will. Others might believe this, but I personally will not believe that.
Why?
If the national chairman of the party who was elected, in quote, elected, is not, or listen, we do the right things in life step by step. If you see people walking into a law court.
In your description of the date that has been set for the presidential primaries for the New Patriotic Party as 31st January 2026, you describe that date as being carried out in a haste. Where the haste means what? You feel that it is the date has been set to help achieve a candidate's ambition over the others? Is that what you think?
No, my simple statement is that the party has a constitution, and all we have to do is to go by the constitution of the party. Whoever is picked through the method that they are trying to use now will not be considered by the majority of party members, if not me personally, as the presidential candidate, and for that matter, leader of the party. If they don't do the right thing, they will face it squarely. That's all.
Alright, so before we let you go, now within the New Patriotic Party leadership, we have some names coming up. We have Kennedy Ejapon, we have Baumia, then we have Brian Champon and the others. Who do you think is better fit to be the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party come the 2028 general elections?
names you have mentioned does not automatically put them into the leadership of the party. This party is a sophisticated party, and I believe strongly at the right time, going through the process properly, we shall definitely have a leader of the party, a leader that believes strongly in democratic principles, a leader who is honest, a leader who will not come to lead the party and then party members put in positions will lead to fraudulent lives, a leader who will not win election by buying votes, but his popularity and credibility will put him as a leader of the party. That is what is going to happen.
So talking about honesty and then the other attributes that you've mentioned over here, and you feel that the candidates that I have presented to you this afternoon on this particular show, you feel that none of them is up to the kind of standard that you've set for yourself to name one of them as the likely candidate to lead the new patriotic party?
No, I told you, the party has a constitution. And any of these names, we will mention the name, but any of those names that you mentioned, who might offer himself for this contest coming on to in 26 December, January or whatever it is, in 2026, definitely is not a democratic leader, and I will not follow him. Because any of them who is really a democratic leader and believes in the party, and his or her intention is not to destroy the party, will not go the party that the present leadership of the party has taken.
All right, so thank you very much for speaking to us, Dr. Nyaho Thameklo. We're very much grateful.
Presidential first,
Yeah.
One of the current executives. Now, current executives look at 2 years. No more new executives. No new executives are better chance. And we are any koyi asemesi. And to more koyi no monko campaign man. That will be paying.
So I know your point has just been well made and explained, but you had said, sir, 1 year a dream, sir, I was say you could talk presidential, the flag bearer of the new patriotic party. You had described that as being nonsense. Is that not too harsh of a word to use?
It is harsh a word, I agree. But Sabi, there have been some I have spent too much of my life formulating and work serving this party for people to play games with it. So, on 3 occasions, I almost lost my life.
Wow.
Separate occasions. I almost lost my life because of service to this party.
Well, what were those occasions?
Look, a conversation for other times. So, now the point I'm making is that yeah, shall from 92.
Abushafo Yababunina Kwababa SOMPA 106.5 FM. You're from the PROF ABOCHIE Batrasi for God and country. As you were doing the Bremwa, Copim say, Nonum Ebeboa Premoa, you did the hot bite news, never Twamoso. Baby Obia no Yamaha Ama Kwaba Soronko. Na bium my encounter say, Denyamia Yama Yenina no. I was here to be trying near Shechi. Nienka say, Nyame medawasiu. He, so we are saying, Canina would see me. Now, sorry, I'm a partner went to me and go to dread him, and to me and fast that I'm from Menyamia. Now we are for because the mooning in ano would the say na kwaba. Ebimu ko no munya kwensia, but would ye. Nyame di uswa fufida de bia ukoba. Na won pese obeka che nyame se odanase a. Bi na tu jiwara. Sakwa brami be sorry, weekend be twebu. So what do you any kire ayaresa hodo a. Etwa ehun ehia e wo memu ha, iti hu za manfo bre. omo kra womo da yare mpa so no omo timika say nyame yeda se pass wa ma de pa ache yen. And again wa wo nam ho a wo kra hoden a wo de koba wo nanti etimi sensuo de dware etimi didi etimi da adentina sa brei unka se nyame me da se. And I joy me sorry here and I'm saying, oh Baba God, you have made it once again in my life, and for that matter I'd have to celebrate you, but for your grace. And come in me say wine. But for your grace, and come me Prof Abochie and come me say me wine. Se sia nyameka so season from akakra se sia. Obetimi ahome, obetimi anyankwa. Enkwa na ekra wo no me patcho nkwa na nya wo de a. Wo nkwa na ekra wo no me patcho san nkwa no enya wo de a. Safo kantanka o hwe me, wo nkwa no enya wo de a. Ehye obo ade ensem.
Ye nyina ye tie so.
Enti se obo ade ka se nkwa no oje ni sese a. Wo ho efa na wo da. Efa na wo da. Asida wo hoi ayade a aye nyema pii sa opanyimi po ayade ba anasa kura bi yade ma na ko kam da ase a kire sa panyin na akoda na etimi bie kwan foforo kra so de ma na wa hwe se oti wo hwe menim sisi obo ade na bo nyame a wo soro ono obo wo enti na wie bebi awo biaro se wuntimi nkan kire se wuntimi nkan kire nyame se nyame me da wase a na den aye. You are more than privileged to have life. It's just a grace. It comes by grace of God. It is not how handsome you are. It is not how beautiful you are. Anya sika dudu awo anya tumi bia ekra wo. All you have to know that it is the grace of God that is surviving you. That's the message I just want to share with you this afternoon, live on SOMPA 106.5 FM for God and Country Jubedie. Program proudly sponsored by Medimafo Herbal Center, Dr. Time Daso, Hajia Special Local Foods. We serve you the best local and continental dishes. And again, Electroland Ghana Limited, we want to say a big thank you for offering a sponsorship. Also, Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. I was said, sit down at the Brembo at the mouth. So I said, a home pain relieving heat patch. Munano, Yadamasi, you may quit so much as Debiara Dano. Yet for God and Country Jubadino. So on behalf of the team, Bright Entry, Sarfo Katanka and Patrick, and on my own behalf, we want to say Yama Kwababa for God and Country. Remember the show live on Facebook. Into person follow show in now do comment Brian Mayaji Brenia Kinkaimawa Bomodin Panafafa Facebook. That is the only channel through which our mobile are communicating, and then via the phone. And to be obiano, ya best say about no share page, SOMPA 106.5 FM. Our Facebook, ukwa na share page, like it, and then you share the page for us. And most importantly, you drop your comment over there. I bet me a comment via politically, current affairs, on say social, and again, it can be your birthday wishes. You can leave it over there, and certainly we'll be reading all those comments for you. And again, as you say, show ways it's live again on YouTube. So I call YouTube now. Call just SOMPA 106.5 FM live. Ebusuan idea obehu ye wo ho. That's a share in subio se utie yen e wo tachiman na SOMPA 106.1 FM. So tell a friend to tell a friend that we are on for God and Country. SOMPA 106.1 FM. And again, SOMPA 101.1 FM. So wherever you are, the catch you know say Yamakwa Basoronko Eba Jumedielo. So now, and then what are the issues we're going to be looking at? Israel-Iran war, fuel prices likely to rise in July, says COPEC. The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers has warned that rising tensions in the Middle East could lead to an increase in fuel prices during the first pricing window of July. Live here on SOMPA 106.5 FM. That said, Israel and Iran, at the pumps in the first pricing window of July. As we speak now, Brent crude oil it's almost about $77 a barrel. And that's what it is. And this is the information we have over here. And then Iran cannot unilaterally shut Strait of Hormuz, says NPA boss. National Petroleum Authority Chief Executive Officer Gordon Aduji Tamaklo has offered a calm perspective amidst escalating Middle East tensions, asserting that Iran would face overwhelming international opposition if it attempted to close the vital Strait of Hormuz unilaterally. And to come in and we live here on SOMPA 106.5 FM. Christians don't want to vote for a Muslim to be president. Kennedy Japan spokesperson, NPP member of parliament for Nshaeso and a leading campaigner for Kennedy Japan, Dr. Stephen Amoa, has caused a stir with his religious inflammatory comments as he campaigns for his candidate. The member of parliament for Nshaeso, Honorable Dr. Stephen Amoa, do friend is Stika. One no oil be a wakasama Kennedy Japan. Now, some of the said, and not dear, said Christopher Pa, one Ghana hap. One more budget atum akotuaba, amakramonisu, one bedi on so. Sankomwe, and no atu jackasepa. The man who said, Crofobri, and they can some more efa home. And there, Yababa modern pa, not yene. One name day, I was asking me who, Edin Como live here on SOMPA 106.5 FM. Baumia donates, but NDC supporters backend in NPP race survey. A recent analysis of by Africa Policy Lens has unveiled significant insights regarding preferences of supporters within the opposition New Patriotic Party and their views on potential flag bearers for the next general elections in 2028. And that story was say NDC supporters be regret all Ghana had the say and Kennedy Japan on and a ideal candidate. It was an NPP for the bar in the year 2028. And again, also, Mahama appoints 15 new ambassadors and high commissioners. President John Dramani Mahama has nominated 15 individuals for appointment as ambassadors, high commissioners, and consul generals designates to represent Ghana in various countries across the globe. This follows consultations with the Council of State, according to an official letter from the Office of the President dated June 10th, 2025, and signed by the Secretary to the President Callistus Mahama. Among the nominees are Benjamin A. Kwashi, Republic of South Africa, Kojo Bontu, People's Republic of China, Kalsum Sinari Bafo, Kingdom of Spain, Hamid Rashid Tunde Ali, United Arab Emirates, Honorable Captain George Kofi Mfojo, Togolese Republic, Grace L. Mahmoud Marab, United Arab Emirates, Dubai, Professor Hene J, Federal Republic of Germany, Abdul Nasiru Dean, Republic of Turkey, Teresa J. Mensa, Czech Republic, Sansana Usha, Professor Kwesi Obridansuko, India, Dora Francisca Edu Bwando, PhD, Oko Canada, Dr. Margaret Mariam Chiberi, Ono Eko Denmark, Labik Joseph Yani, Eko Equatorial Guinea, Ni Asama Namwale, Federated Republic of Brazil, and Dr. Felix Kuma Godwin, and Nebo Eno Eko Republic of Senegal. these are the appointments. Yeah, your man paying. I'm making it right here. Ye memoir. One more some Ghana. Amanoni. Now, Mammy call Minia Patrick and Chang. Now, young question command Patrick Eddie dying.
Prof.
That's the same.
I mean, I don't know. I'm also
me who pa.
Michelle official expression. I just say weekend you could ma.
Weekend make sure that could but I don't probably sorry now. As I'm feeling too good, I'm feeling too tired. We feeling a bit too tired. Oh. So I quickly had to rush to the hospital to have my vitals checked up for me. Very, very necessary. Very, very necessary.
I go hospital. I go check on. Because the man be where Monkaya.
But that notwithstanding, I sit now yet is Seattle. And you are holding, and you make my holding.
Definitely. Yes, sorry, no Panama.
Sorry, no Hey, be sorry, no power. We need to be just no matter and pass on. Baba God, that this one do for you.
It be you now, you
do, Baba God.
I don't know, I can't be
go say the way.
On one year down.
Who said the
one year down? Prof, last week you had come over to Tuja. Efa Strait of Hormuz, okay, once in this year. Yes, a pona crude oil, a fossil, Ediban from the Gulf region, about down, Africans, Now, Iran, Israel, Tokoya, Kosia, America, didn't want Jimmy. Ama Iran are threatening, say, they will close the strait. Now, as I'm guessing, I want to say, Nyami Ampata, na sa straight Iran for tuma, ade bedi Africa for no, enya de ketwa. Naturally say, there is not going to be any inflow of fuel, petroleum products from the Gulf region all the way to the down here, my nyebin. Na yenka hu say, sa straight no, sa epona ye ka say, na crude oil ne nyema beef and nyema no fa ho ediba no. It's between Iran, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Yemen. Saudi Arabia and Yemen. Now, NRA, 22nd June 2025, Iran for Parliament, a resolution, we say they will close the strait. But as some kakre woman then say, Security Council in the world Iran. I say, Omo approve it for now. They have not approved of it now. But the parliament has approved my resolution.
That's all my resolution.
And they'll
go by the resolution.
I don't know. But Yanka who say, Sir, baby, crude oil, if Africa, they have 20 to 25%. You crude near in the free. And he said, but
US for crowd almost strikes now, but in that region, the crowd. Because that is the bone of contention now. Trump. So Trump because say I don't know much is our street. I deal mobile too.
Now, ebe affected Amama Bebre, Amagana be affected. Because in a sense, Ghana is a net importer of crude, petroleum product. Net importer just say, in as much as a tubu still now you imported.
Sure.
If you are money. Now in a month, Ghana import $400 million of petroleum product. Every month. $400 million.
$400 million.
Petroleum product. Now, Sesiano Oko Amama na FOBs no reported $690 to $680 dollars per metric ton of petrol, and a diesel no here $650 to $660. That's a metric ton. Now, se entokwe koswa na se koswa in the middle of July. That's a egusu koswa. Na chese. Anya like a beton metric ton be almost $1,000.
Wow.
Which is a case your bomb pie. Na esisa. Na say sa crude your friends metric tons you ton 1,000 and to kwan anya na say prices of fuel ebe cost papa prices of fuel ebe cost papa na no na copex for ka say adenti na yenye buffet bi anase ye crude oil na ye no yan refine no na yan from mo ye chidom in case say Iran for asemi akra mo threatening say epono mo tuma ye benya bambobi na ye depend solely on import na yen it and also abaya asema because it's akwadwa man so asem odi kaka Brent crude no price here 76.77 which is approximately 77 per barrel enti eno no say ye hwe ne hu se ne beye no ewo oman Ghana mu ha na if threat ni bi ebenya organ answer price no be kosoro ewo pump no price no be kosoro pa na onim se fuel so kosoro affected transportation fares ebe kosoro pa na electricity tariffs ni nyina ebeye ade a se ade we price no ekosoro ebe affected inflationary pressures nso beba impact no so be rising fuel costs. That is the transport, agriculture, food production, increase, and then the core inflation rises. Not any fuel, now consumer price index, CPI, needs to be increasing. Per hour, sa adeya Iran, Israel, Akuya, or Mukim. Now, about so your currency no be depreciating. Esan say we will increase the demand for dollars to pay for higher fuel import bills.
Sure.
And after declining forest reserve amid rising oil bills. And also ebeka hopa asema and then the widening trade and fiscal deficit. And no ebe costier import and nyema ebe crafty amanonini and nyema ni nyina no. And then export gains, a bit is a gold, ni cocoa, which are often insufficient or to offset oil-related losses. No, minina ebeya dia, beba asempa. And not the air can say empire near bosse. Iran ni Israel kuya omo air queen. Empire near bonne say, send Iran for attracting say ombe closely ensure than you can say epono. The bompa say and no entity not as a mechanism. I have me talking as a researcher, not as a politician. Mechanism a bind the guaquem amafu no above from yenina no this is how cost star crash star at 10.80. Star at 10.80, which is above from before because before then I'm 14 15 thereabout.
Okay,
it's mechanisms are more the guaquem ama. Prices of the fuel number from near Bompire say Iran ni Israel kunya omunyira dey so I ni dikan and tie be Bompire say Saturday enkosun kodru middle of July because a kwa kodru middle of July there not just a metric ton of Ibian near be ton $1,000 which will cause the increase of the fuel.
Thank you so much. But yanya opinion Ebo Backman ewo eyefidue ha why financial and economic analyst and a member of Movement for Change. Menobuka say, Wajide Gwande on For God and Country on SOMPA 106.5 FM. Ebo Backman, yema wakwaba.
Mejo Suminia.
Napom to say.
Nyamya do mi biaboko.
Good to see you here.
Yeah, my sister, this is my first time.
Your first time over here.
And we have a very beautiful studio.
Wow.
I'm highly impressed.
You are highly impressed. Eh?
Yeah. Very beautiful studio.
Good.
And my also
yeah.
I'm highly impressed.
Oh, thank you very much for the compliment. What share about SOMPA your studio because it's not only you. One year back, the first time they enter into the studio, they say like, "Wow, we have this in Accra." That's a nice studio. So once again, that's a compliment. What they are mine.
Yeah.
Iran, Israel, in Tokwe. And so edible brain as or mine, and as a dream. So from where you sit, and so ben part of it with their brain.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Na minche bibia wa habia. I started Minka baby. Was Matthew in the book of Matthew chapter 7.
Okay.
Osha 24 to 27. Jesus can send you honor. A man for to whom be say your uncle for me be in the Bible. Jesus said back a wise builder.
All right.
No, say back a foolish builder. Now say wise builder here obia ono osini daya osini obotan so. Ama sensuo to na nsu yiriba na se mframa bo a edan no obetim honom. Edan no yihihim. Say the foundation no very solid. Na say back bi so ono your foolish builder. Ono say osini daya osiwa ahwenem. And until building is very solid foundation. It is ensure to a whom to and I say flood in Suyiriba and a down to beg from cry. So what is our seminar Jesus can what is the tone across here?
Yeah.
Who say Jesus can what say parable na say or say who see there are external factors.
Yeah.
External factors, you know. Everybody was so, everybody would down so. In Subeto, you don't control water, or you don't control rain.
Sure.
You don't control rain. You don't control inflammable. In fact, flood the crowd this year. Some of the flood, you know, you can't control them. And it is a who see there. That's a who see there no but time so. I'm in Suyiriba and count. What is the total economy one? When we are building an economy, one thing I say, we say in economics, you know, external factors are a part and parcel of economics. External factors.
Yeah.
You don't have control. It's a baby. Now, am I being omoku? And so we don't have any control. In fact, you can't go and tell Iran to stop, or you can't go and tell Israel to stop. Yawaha na COVID by is China there are external factors. Now Oman Biano so develop economy. As a way share in your ma as a would tackle in your ma external factors to me affect you easily. And now we managing in a special way bia. I'm external factors on sorry
FM
and count to say Wabe said the wise builder.
All right.
But what the baby
okay.
Now, what is happening in the Gulf states? You know, is also being this issue by the kind this crude oil prices. Because you know you're too bio, you know you're tombi, but the end it turn extra. Until we are always we've become net importers. Time we are importing more than. Near the common on the cotton. But what in the mechanism?
Matthias Sepa.
And as a say, time biano because the fluctuations in our prices in volatility no. Time biasa wunya strategic reserves bia. A bit you last for a long time. Ama say assembly sinners a fuel price a cost say a cost roa. Would there because we won't reserve by 6 months to be SOMPA. Prices now a cost of affect too. But what in the American say? And it is 6 months, you know. Over managing your 1 6 months, you know, that time in Tokono, maybe a coffin, my prices so up from a world market.
Sure.
That's how we manage the economy. So you make provision for strategic reserves as a buffer. Say the money I can, you know. So if you don't have that, you are not managing the economy. If you are not managing economy like that, it means I go be a yedi. But
only member to us, but and someone who can has here is we need to have a strategic reserves. You know, question about me teams is here. They say Ghana, you have strategic reserves. Now say wow, is it going to last for the next 6 months? Do we have to?
This morning I listened to MPA boss.
Okay,
and he said 2 months.
2 months strategic reserves. Okay.
2 months. 2 months. A chain zero
gram.
But it's not enough. Because everything depends on whether or China
and to But in Tokoya, it will travel more than 6 months to about a year.
Even after Ntokonumpono, because of uncertainty, Ntokonanko basically 3 months. Uncertainties can also carry the prices to the next 3 months. Because Ntokono is it going to a moment and CBM? So that uncertainty itself also impact the market. It is important moving forward as a nation, because and there it is. Let me tell you, 24% of the world crude come from that region,
the Gulf region.
24%.
Sure.
Which means other areas too. Something will happen, and Russia will also decide, I will not supply. Other regions I will not supply. What will you do as a nation? As for strategic reserves, there, non-negotiable. We should have about 6 months.
Strategic reserves.
Yes. The reason why US for say because some reserves, it will last them years.
Unwarding.
Yes, that's why they don't care.
I don't know if you have this information. Before a year NDC ever take you over the realms of governance, I want to find out now your strategic reserves, Biana.
I don't know. It was okay. Your light crude as the power electricity.
Sure.
And then the minister can say a few days or
maybe 5 days.
Yes. But near you do run other heavy way to say your fuel and your cotton in your fist and I'm sure say I'm going to take over now reserves kakao honum because 2 months I want to believe say if NDC
but check that check it for me.
If NDC are the app, I don't think say Oma are the app so much.
That is what I want to find out.
So yeah, but the bottom line is that as a nation, what do we have to do so that Ochebisu se be before see na about 30 crude oil prices are yan kekem na yan bompaye yan fasting say interconim jai na mum yes e bompaye mpaye nim say your reserves be able to me atoso e dey ho atoso a e betimi abo en because say na me bra kan no.
Yeah,
you see, whether we like it or not, the energy sector controls the economy. Whether it is electricity, whether it is fuel, and they control the economy because the beer have a power. You need energy for your cars, for your machines, for your homes, for your factories, and these things, and your cost you able to make impact was negatively. Say I'm by the kind inflation because prices of goods and services because we see na ho din be from BM but what in America say yeah we say economy na be jija because the heartbeat of the economy akwa the energy sector. And to say if the energy sector is affected, it affects every other sector of the economy. And indeed, I believe say yes, saying never bumpire say I don't say a bumpire say intercono the intranamum. Say 2 months in a while, we should also brace ourselves. Say after 2 months in your reserves in the sun, then we are likely to have increase in prices of fuel
for the next pricing window. Yeah, that is the first pricing window in July.
Yes, yeah, if the things are because then you have to plan ahead. Say make sure say you spread it in such a way say affect the economy until you share the cost or the burden. And so certainly there will be effect on the economy. That is why the decision of the government to suspend the one CD levy
on
was a very wise decision. Was a very wise decision because at least yeah, and so for me, so the most important.
No, but some have said, sir, so we share the price of a petrol, no, the export price, price or idea price, no, above from par. So why couldn't the government had introduced the 1 cedi levy on every liter of fuel you buy, so we can have enough money? Yeah, they better gas and then your money fango and your power your gents. You said they be your lights, you know. You be keeping on, keeping on.
I believe say because of what is happening because that time na no matter start to say.
But I said, oh, too quick.
Yeah. And I think so. With the benefit of the hindsight, it was the right decision on take here because it certainly would have had impact on the intelligence. Whatever happens, that allowance, once the allowance, will still be there for us, no matter what.
All right.
So it was a good decision the government took. So the most important thing, the most important thing is that as a nation, with fuel, with food, with water, these are the things that are affecting human lives, affecting economy. At any point in time, someone say, if we experience a very dry season for a long time, how would you get source of water? Or if say dry season, but partner say into me that say year no eduane amba, there be buffer na yawo, there be reserve na yawo a betumi ama eduane bo akofom. These are the things we need to be thinking about as a nation. Say the usual way of managing the economy. I believe as I listen to Eduji and some of the things he said, I believe this government is prepared to do the right thing to solve our problems.
All right, I move back on. I mean, now I say, welcoming into the studio. Are you right, Emmanuel Dako, adjunct lecturer, UPSA, or when it comes to communication, he's top notched. Ima, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Prof.
Now, to say.
Nyame adomboko na so.
Wow, nyame ni wedi ni ye.
Me ba metike mu na mehwe mu YouTube na. Yes weekend dey na mu edem a pa.
Wana ka.
Mu ye course.
Wana ka.
Sada mete. Sada mete.
Oh, I never knew.
And I want to do anum to so weekend dey mu ko ye pa nti. Eni poso am say na ho do kakra ma ko hospital ko check up ni ade.
Me dance. Imagine that since I'm sure the course war between Israel and Iran, to say US also did Wajim. What do you think its effects on Africa and for that matter on my Ghana?
Prof, I'm say asem dey me new penny di kin akade da. Kamia ko said ye manage ye economy e wo Africa nti no. Say be say nsuo hwiegu wo America kura na nsuo hia fa ye wo Africa ha say. Yen toto ye niema ye in such a way say asem bi ebe ba no ye wo cushion kakra. Who say we mu na me new penny analogy awodema from the Bible. And it was for me interesting because for my discussion and with topics now uncle send me no.
Yeah.
That was what one of my uncles said. Bible say the uti na me asem na wo ye no. Or to say nyenseni a wasini dan e wo obotan so. Ensu beto ehum befa na so edan ne de isi ho. But you be so sini dan wa anwea so a on ye from mampo bo kakra bi na ne dan na dwegu. And he just gave the right interpretation say ye ni control over ensu a ebeto. And from a ebebo ye ni control ehum a ebetu no ye ntimi si ano kwan. But the ebetimi aye ne say ye beto fa pempapa say the ebeba ye can say enframa ebebo ana ensu ebeto ne ehum ebetu bia no enye ade a ebema ye dan na yesi no adwiregu. The question we should be asking ourselves and minia penny ebo so kakra ye tu oil wo krum ha say enti wo de kwata na say ye say Iran for ato epunum enti fuel enti me magana. The question is whatever contract I sign a petroleum deal no, does it allow for in times of emergency say Ghana fuel na you to no ye fa nko ba bia but ye beja wo krum na ye so e dia boy ho bra.
I've not read the contract and for that matter I cannot comment on it.
Say you provision bi sa e wo contract no mu dia asidan kanyame. Say provision bi a say ni mu dia ene ye moye tamie. Because the all cano abrofo tete o man a omodwen hu you see say who follow sawo we ya and start ye be 2 weeks ago ni ade a almost started some more bombe no. I've been following, listening to different commentators on the event. And I know power na me kind back na e ma me call me tikaka because you say since Trump buy in what taking active steps say or hwese obe patanto kwai when we Israel for ni Iran for ntem no we inviting Iran for over we inviting Israel for more
Netanyahu
enti die enti a ono patafo na ogina mu no ye da so ya ono so akoto bomba ko and amanfo do say economic decision because since Trump buy dollar no kwa na ekofom against almost every currency on earth. Inti the other company say omo nim so omo koka Iran for sisi a Iran for beto punu. Omo tupu ma fu ogbo be kosoro. Menye economics person but fu ono ye the dollars eneto. Inti say Iran for tupu no ma say the ka say 24% a nke wo say eba no emma no. Na scarcity aba. Inti na fe no na fu ono bo akosoro.
Na ehwan na bo be kosoro.
Ube hia dollars ni bebree.
Na o de akofa aba.
Afina dollar na ho de asen page anymore.
Is that the interest of Donald Trump?
That is what other people are saying. It might not be far from the truth. Because we share the logical progression of events. Say obaye, now we say afani afa enka. It me bedina fifini say me come boom. All of a sudden also no makojina we echi atosotro. America interest the woman in the. That is what other people are asking. Say, or she said or this are tariffs nearby. Me the 102 so me the 202 so enti amount for be self your money time na mum ni dibia and I realize say dollar na ho dey confirm and some of the policies I will buy or there to say o pam ahoho we krum ho ni ade enti ama US economy na akasa enye stable kakra enti amount for be adwumen many of be adwun to a very large extent so oye bibi sa na whatever happens with fuel bo no e be bo US say saa neti a ade a Trump nyina eni ni subai a da bia or da bi pese America first.
Oh, but da bia so ka America first ah. So uhwe say Iran for ade a won ye. One with nuclear, you know, weapons ya mo produce ade a betimi a ha o mamu ni nyina. Ewiase nyina. Ejemba ko pa yegina ye betimi free. Entino you say oh yeah weapon of mass destruction. Bra na yentra se. Na un sign sha se ade we a we no. Unye bio ubejai. Uzuzu ahoma.
Prof, let me see penny bi o speak.
Uzuzu ahoma.
The question is, amount for question will be say Israel for no. Ya from almost fa omo niam nyina amra ye.
But remember one can but intokwa we there. Say that Iran abu Israel no. We show videos now very devastating. Iran almost say Israel grow Tel Aviv almost say grow the
power. See baby the Haifa.
And also almost say
so omo de niam atoto. But Prof,
hey, we are super there. But interesting, remember what was only say Ghana this year war Israel. Yedi bi mu kasa wa ha. They catch up say they are there no code Foreign Ministry e dey ababa to dwa say opeso opekwan bi so na obere be yi mu nyina afiri hodi mu ba fie o say yema.
Bro, that's not the first time. The first time. Say Ukraine and Russia. I'm not for baby so mama.
I'm not going to bon kesim.
I'm not so bon
say the tupa and the mu ba. Ye ba be. Enti esi so aye banana aben dim we no di bika ko pe ba.
Akose bonkem.
Enti ye ka de semu but arehu se me wo mu ne say. Ye te Ghana sebe ye ti asomdwem. Metu maka obi ani krom ha ye de na ma ye hotoye. Bien ne be ma Ghana ni this year akoka omaya ntokwa wo so ne ese bia fi o se memma. E ho na wo no.
Na say ho de wo.
E ho de ne wen no.
Na say unza memmi no koso bia koso do so onye adwuma yo. Ghana ni edi ni ska. Hwe wen ni koso gida no so nye adwuma ye. Ento nya ho mada no ba obefia oba be den.
Oh, Prof, that's
no, I'm asking you.
Prof, yes.
If you no mwabu no hunwe, abrochire ga okoro, ojebusa na de koi. No, obefia be de, and no be wo ho.
As for Ghanaians, na omo take a risk ba.
Yeah.
They are risk takers.
Oba say wo be wo ho. Na wo befie ni atwe na, ehe na obefa.
Who say I think Kodwantwi na ka say mbom say obere sono ama ne ho ache de nko obere tefre nya hoto. Who say Nina Koba say issues of governance amamu
me bacho soba me na me kwa man so na many Major retired Derek Odro, former Deputy Defense Minister and then former Member of Parliament for Nkranta North constituency. Yenyano ahoma no so a yene de bedin komo kakra fa Iran Israel ntokwa abaya sabri ko social media enam bebia. When am before kwa we so na be ma kwa ba Major Richard Derrick Odro. For God and Country, SOMPA 106.5 FM.
Yeah, me Major, so I'm what you saying.
Yeah, we pa the Major that grandsa bako there.
A grandsa bako boni bi ani ho.
Wow.
Is you no ti abro no ye. Ye ani age.
So you create kese pa. Yeah, that is you to say the aba we dey age. Bibia koso kama. E di ukra benya nkan so no bejaye o.
That e di ukra benya nkan bejaye because and clients you to anam yam sisemo. Glad be baba. Grofo ye ni grofo kete no be float on the water. Ba yeso de ye bomb pa say ento na ba yire ebro ani aduaba ni enye yie.
Because na wie ye frewa ayensemode ensemwa ekoso between Iran and Israel and tokwa womo asori a womo ekono ehun sunsuanso ewo Ghana ye man so ne ya hwe se edeng pa ne kofa santokwa no ebre eye akromienu yi eye Iran and Israel because you say we a retired person of the military and a former deputy defense minister. I think pacho chiremo boy nkomo kakra.
Yo, me that say check here for you now. Iran and Israel to quality there. The state of Israel in 1948 and the United Nations Abuama created the state of Israel. In that time, no, Iran recognized Israel as a state. Tamwa wa kunto kwa na Palestine for John other towns, you know, other countries, you know. Egypt and Israel for a sign Camp David Accord. I'm assuming by because na Arab nations, you know, per se. Woman kunto kwanwa nta Egypt for kunto kwado ba na Egypt for ehwere Accra esa hwere ejapade nti womo akotsan Camp David Accord dem a peace by this time you know antisabiem say Arab nations be ma ntokwano kwa join ntokwano Palestinian ntokwano ma continue Hamas ntokwano omo ko ni adna Arab nations for omo ko kran one if you say some of the Arab states, the majority of them, if you say, Hamas, if we a terrorist organization. And to Omokrano, how Palestine, Hamas, if one, Palestinians, you know, Abbas, a president, you know, Emma Masumun to Womo, Omaki Omo, and Womo Ebu Omai, and Womasun. Most of the Arab states, you know, we say, Hamas, if we a terrorist organization. And woman Israel for the Aboso Mokwa, a quachichi Israel for Emma. As I kunkumbie, a repubie, a Israel. So. And I did the latest in Tokwa, Womokon Ebaye. And they say, what you say, Syria, Iran, explode bomb at the core, Israel, Wabra Palestine. And Israel for I Hamas for Kuntoquano. Israel for so retaliate. And Bomo Yakunkum, Womo a leader Senonia Adina be Tintokwa. It's out from you know, a man you know in terminal. If you now time beyond said, Womo Soria. Syria, Iran for Soria. Womo Peter, Womeya Adibia Aqua, sorry. Israel for us. And the nuclear weapons now is towards Israel. And the America and Israel, you know, Ayabako. We America to who know difference, you know, and America. The time beyond the Koran Israel for any Iran for the Koran, America deal. What we see American flag, and nuclear weapons now is towards the elimination of America and Israel. And you know, Oma Pass and Combeya, that's what roundtable conference, the Bayan Crofoi, one would nuclear, development in the Bayati, Papa, peace, and not for war. One would ye, but still, I can't no one year, any year, or Mamma Daniel Israel force, any American interest over baby. That is the reason why Israel, after what was said, almost one more say one more factories near the develop nuclear weapons. Now, one more 2 years, we see say, what you say from the one, but on the surface, was so. But one more development in a bishop, as one come under the ground. I can say, Obi any tree, a bet me a quack to Kano. And I also want to know Chrome, Nago Contoka. I was beyond so. And not to get America. And what your friend saying, Chia, a bet me. Upward a tokro aqua as the only kum or some Biladi in the
yeah.
Bunker Basa. And you want more aqua to Nano Quasiade, or more to they are 14. And the Ura assassin aqua blast nuclear factories near Vidia was saying now. And for now, woman America and declare war on Iran. One would say, nuclear development, no person say no. But Iran, there, one would declare war, say, America for I one would declare war on them. It's one very retaliate.
That's it. Now, I'm saying, run Casacasa, the Bizarre for you, Iran for Aqua say a year, your friend says, is it US Embassy? A war, is it Tel Aviv? Or must say no?
Yeah, now we are seeing one pie and say, one when your woman drinks a woman call retaliate. So, because I'm called retaliate, yeah. I better Iraq, Iran war, no America, Coco Boy, ma, or more a Tusha woman. The American interest, a woman be who attack you, what would come a warning? They will come on you. And you know, the Omar you're going to say Israel and the Cocosia, but they are still monitoring the situation. America for Elfan Chawomo. Down Israel for Elfan. Say America said there's war between America, between Israel and Iran. Our open confrontation, open war. Our America there, war, the that's almost American troops what yes, our Middle East one. A year over 40,000 troops. One more basis, all over that area. What was Sako come back could be another another more interest here. And papa. Until one more a person Vienno a percent. See Iran enquire Adibia Ebema Israel for any America for Cabo Abedaniagu almost. So that would be their dozy end. They say Moscow, Russia, Nanka, Ibiana come Germany, Cababa Buano. They say one more Awamani Ukraine, Akuntoka, Domini Hotokra. China, what's on commercial Caribbean Combat China person protect you more economic development. They say China LED in a world economy. And to Uncle Quayana and to Kobe Bar. One, production. Aquacoton, he for the Aquacoton, one back shit at Diana Mudia, or Mabicha America for ground. And to 1%, or more at almost Aquacoton and Tokabi Nadi. And they say no, Okanto, Unquan, Abaco. And they say Iran, Abaka, Tokoya, and Kenya Toka, Montrase, and develop war weapon BRS, weapon of mass destruction. As Robert said, as what I get to America and Israel. I don't know person who you free. They said there are war between Israel and Iran. But America there, or Marco said the almost say that. But one go catch one interest. America will pounce on Iran.
Now I don't know how can I mean Nakakra because already though Iran for Aquacotachi American interest. Israel. One more embassy. Iran Aquaco say embassy no.
I don't know yet a retaliation. America for Amma warning say woman no mama nanka not uncle retaliate. They will deal with them. Now America they know how and when to do it. And I say no B-52 bombers or what you call Syria. But Iran enemy and you are more the number of a says animal. And to only say they will go there. While they are fighting in the air, no, they are still fighting from the sea. One more fire, other weapons from the sea. One more submarine, what that Gulf for no, area no, on fire from that place. It's almost like almost what. One more better one. The other said the Amukoyan were Israel no. Bekawa na one more. Na one more.
Baba Bimbisa says, Southern to Kwaya Koswa. Akwa say no Iran for no team Israel for the power. Edentra.
As we said, one in no one weapons or my yen no almost zero on Israel. Almost zero on Israel. If you are Qatar nuclear, what a bomb would be about Golande. Almost zero almost towns like Haifa, Naharia. Any other ako, any other almost zero on weapons on the bench. Said one more two about me said because since 1948 one more establishing state of Israel. Most other Arab countries recognize Israel, including Iran. And just over team but yeah, not Biano over Bonibia, not the Papa Techiri. Israel betting me as say Syria in a matter of days and weeks. Israel betting me but
I didn't know one person may now I'm Benjamin Netanyahu etiho now yes saying cruiser.
Yes, they say the almost person on Bay say one person be attract other Arab countries. Can you Palestine? I Hamas for no. Yamina Alpha Fee and Uncle say Arab nations, about be joining. Into women Palestinians and not only Palestinians, only Hamas and Enya. That is a group of describe woman Enya. It don't better if we about become about the joining, not our not say other countries one support to Hamas, and so to a bomb safely outside. By Israel, to one person be escalating. And
to patch said, dear Kosono, Israel for us said that, and I said, my bro was a cra, and I want lay back a cra because they don't want to do anything. Attract the other Arab nations into this conflict. Exactly.
Then be escalation. For some war, no, to Russia and Ukraine are starting to come. Na obia nim sa hwe ya be third world war amushe ya say wo munye na escalate European countries are going joining America are going joining even though almost supply weapons almost say for self defense and it almost come America say na third world war na aba no they say that when here and then but they say Arab nations no any yet woman uncle Kunto Bia. It is all count Toka. That's why because a lot of a 2 woman for Iran for as a woman for. And to say no be anywhere within the media because will be our children economically. And you go war a small thing. What say a mobile a children mobile more de pa. And you go economy here. Now, it will be very, very careful because Israel maybe on a lot of the whole world around Israel for weapon ebe duru baby ah Israel for weapon because some the only say omo come for kwa one nim say this time no it will never happen on them again say ya be ya ma Israel for a free baby omo ko akwa Israel said Bible mu kira je say Israel even say Isaac time Jacob time omo nyina free ho no until this time no they won't go.
All right.
They are share land and other we are seeing I am person I be say one be good the whole we are say and not take every am akwa third world war.
Majority dey be that say pa but before I be jaw about crack no top down approach early Congress 31st of January 2026 in the NPP who is saying
oh, when for say you call Congress, no, and no, and the betchere. When you are a so bad, and you go Congress, no, say you may be blue, MPP for the work. Last year, before I go to about 2024, no, the kind say you go to a prime minister, and because you are 12 years, yeah, if it is not acquire fragment, but we still have problems because. Internal troubles, internal differences, internal fights, internal conflict, you know, executives, local executives, constituency executives, and party members, you know, anchor, regional and national anchor, constituency and regional and to call candidates, any or more about to call, there's a clear boss in here, MPP, and some me and Sana, Yakoyanim, na ya play ho, na se Okoyanim maybe ana, yet 2028, you know, and I call 2024, if I call no.
Nasan Koma, okay, Nana, dear, nature say, Wamunya Breakra, NCSS, and Komodo Cra, and Son of Marco Congress, Omako Yomu flag bearer. It means there will still be conflict within the new part of the party.
Yeah, there's handwriting on the wall. If you say, if you don't feel say Congress na fear no constitution no aye be ko na bia ye kwakọ ji atomo say no you don't feel say it's favor other candidate
there be pacho eno ye conference eno be baso between the 17th and the 18th of July but Congress na nkasa na mo kwakọ yi aye mo flag bearer no eno na baso on the 31st of January 2026 no
eno make say no you don't feel say ye ko early Congress no ebe favor nkrofobinum
okay
and the binu so free say anya ntemu a na the obaba benya ayi no eba benya instagram no amfa nyema nto akwa mu anhwe amfa amasumdua ma 2028 yebedi edokun kwa enti akwa ayira kwa say obi a wo de ofi say ebeba no enye anase eye enti no ena mbeze ka mfitiase ya amanfo ntoko entua na mo national executives entua na mo no mo yeze o metimi asolve a lot of problems ni bi na yahwe na party no so no obi a de asem ache se de ba omi anam a wo ka se ne ma nkoyi constituency no mu ebia ne ma enkoyi ba bia eti yenhwe na yemfa ne ma tutu yi ansanya ye movement anya sa movement no kwese yase ya wiye na wiye ye kokko bua konta no obi hwele so unse ye taba ombezo obetua bi no awuru ki oso ko gubi o kan bibia na ne bo fo se kwasa sam na moka no kwakuja wonyai na odi aba no amane kete so pa okọ wontua ka ne bi wo boapa enti se bi no mu awu agufo bi wo ha omenya na nka agiegu enti ya hwe ne ye ntua na mo atoto nyema bi ye ansa na ye meki any even one inch movement a bet me as packet problem it mean there no
because people can say the course within the new patriotic party said they okay ya say one want me am pekwan bi so amfo mo na nsi form anya nsiesie a one share the ebeba no asem kese MPP obi aka no wo me show is say one hwe ne ya MPP ebetimi egu wo sa adwempo no wo tim say so party no antimi antena se anya nsiesie a sa kwan no ebetimi esi
Yeah, I mean, I'm a good American. Maka, I can't, the kind, since 2024, and Sunday, I got problems. Oh, 2 months is baby. Oh, Obi, oh, yeah, one day I say, a Yama candidate to be either presidential primaries and now parliamentary primaries, you know. Yakikaya who prepare your home, yeah, some problem that's all. It is all now where you get making move, and when you're crying, and what will be a free, the Kunyaso. One in Crawford for Enfancho. How many of us were? Yenina, Dibeche, that is the problem. Yeah. And the Argentinians, yes, handsome one. And of course, it will be a cassette. You be a doctor, but you want chance, papa. You will chance, papa, MPP will chance. A bit to me. I just could less than no effort.
Samu,
I am telling you.
2028.
Money the media for. I am telling you.
2028.
2.11 Abufontino the odi how many votes were did
that's our research no more MPP for bugidi pa one year uncle twaba no what we MPP for nipa 2.1 no
I am telling you your records no
hey
your records no say one more uncle twaba no MPP for na yan your constituencies no and the number of people I work constituencies no anka the nipa do not say so now you be about 30,000. That's 30,000 no. Only be 25 20,000 pen quarter about. Who go for who register? Who yi? The panel catch your direct say we dem go to mama. E do so much ni ma mo mama. Mo dem na me kura this the blue we mo be dey free nsem. Me ye we mo see support we ntino mo yi me free party no. Mo go to mama me ehwe. We know them. We see them, we observe them. And in yes, we never catch say, one more got to about
it's a dreadful yatipa, but you better was pass over Kwama, you know, we didn't come. But so your candidates, APP or MPP, Honorable Kennedy, Japan, Kwabena Japan, Ekahubi, Yera, Boache Jako Ekahubi, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Ekahubi, Brian Champon, so Ekahubi. Usha candidates when candidate Ben Panes Fata 2028 obetimi aboabo mu party no MPP amayoko no edinkunim
yeah konini ene betepa araba ye tase ne banyansafo mintimi anka se we ne sen we Fata obia se ofata obetimi akodi party nanim but see ye what I can't see bia no ye wo mo bedinkunim.
Okay.
Somewhere quiet there, one way to uncoy, one way to uncoy, co promise, you know. But who didn't win him about me ever didn't win him?
No, cray.
A few years ago, I'm going to end the year, can you for me?
I bet Dr. Mahmoud Baumia view.
Minting can say that because any part do a Baumia chance. And if I do a contest here, I go contest it. Baumia so the comedia. And you never me out charge because we are candidates or voters, the brave charity. One more bemono, the brave uncontested, that's you know. And the affair almost will be pebby. And the all man, one matcham, you can never maintain the position and in the voters. And the command idea, a very easy, I'm about me. But I go here back, Nubia. And it is a bad day because. Japan, I want the chicken for. So, a friend I branch up on so bemo, a friend I have been teams so evermore. One better best split vote now, or because we are busy of a campaign up and Crawford, thereby dividing the voters, you know, not out from no cockra.
Major retired Derek Drew, former Deputy Defense Minister for God and Country, Edasi.
You
say Major retired Derek Drew, former Deputy Defense Minister, MP, former for Nkranza North constituency, and out is a Meneno Edin Kobo live here on SOMPA 106.5 106.5 FM. Now, I'm going to say more and comments about Facebook. No, making kind comments in Eddie Amamo says here. But Jumedi, your sponsors are one as well as they be done for God and country. Jumedi, no, Ebrewo, Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic, Ahumka Pain Relieving Heat Patch, Electroland Ghana Limited, Hajia Special Foods, and Medimafo Herbal Center. Dr. Time Daso, I believe that when the time is due, idea Mejibre, na macho adipotia one more a year. But happening now, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia is meeting over 200 former MMDCAs, one more during the Akufu Ado era. Menuka say the meeting is still ongoing. Yababu morning raho na nkomobia wo hobiano na ye de abremo na most of MPP chairmen are calling for Boache Jako. Say ompese Boache Jako ebe national chairman. Ediba amayokudo. If I wa wutie wa bonting, we ask him, do you think say Boache Jako, this call being made on him, I was so accepted and I said, and you can so accept it. The sense, you know, we have our guests rightly seated. Once again, you were Honorable Joseph Azuma, or no a MP for a crew from NDC MP. Honorable Yama Kwaba. I saw the bike, you know. Okay. Yo, now, Bokoria.
Oh, Yamiadum Boko.
Good. I'm not sure to say.
Yeah, Boko.
Bibia Danaquem.
Nakasa Bibia Danaquem. Rashebo Jomuno, and Fahone Nimdiao. Udufi also was swing idea Kakra.
Uza.
Gusua, you swing idea. And he a Boko.
Yeah, but I'll say. And I already seated and even had a conversation with me, or Emmanuel Dako, or adjunct lecturer, UPSA. He's into communication, and then we also have Ebo Backman, or economic and financial analyst and member movement for change. Ebo Backman, let me find out from you now. Alan, what to say? Alan Huyepa. Hey, movement for change. We're near deal. Now solo bahapa. Bako chana pemrono.
Yeah. Who's that?
Yeah.
We the. If you MPP mono.
Yeah.
Yeah, kakra correct no say yen fee MPP na fee mu koye.
MPP na free mu koye. Enye mu na mu free MPP.
Yes, MPP na fee mu koye.
We dey so ma be na be dig boy. I'll come back to you. Yenya owura Awal Mohammed wa Ahmad so oye Kramoni and a key member for Baumia campaign team. Na over the weekend here to story be na story na edama bonte na che say aye ye nua ba ma stika. So what do we reach Kumasi and Shaisua or now or Yamrashi Jania or down one no. Now as someone what can't idea together they say. So we should Ghana ha Christians and turn to Abba and man crabo for. So as soon as crabo for as so and to Abba and my Christians. Yanya wa Muhammad you need to be this uncle. I want to say.
Yamia Dominia, now also.
Na yehuye pa na yete ukache na yehu ofie aso ache pa awa na den
na no kre see for those so we ni nyina na say even in the media kra no I just say via social media na yeguso a ye kakra so but week mu de nyame adom ye beba obetse enka
mate ye da se pa say Waje press here for God and country. Ebehu. I was SOMPA 106.5 FM. So now, and come here about the two guys to say, anopena mitio one of the networks that would deal when you break say, your friend is Tika. So when it's Ashanti region in Shai, so on way, Mashebe Jomoa, Mashebe Virginia, Wada, a year 1 year no. Now, and come on, what the two ja say, Ghana ha no cranny. A Christopher Pese, a Kramoni Babedi so, and the vice versa. Some Comoro, and ya dear Yemo na so. Maybe that's me who said, Muni Ryan Pinosono, adding in Chiremu, and the Bibiadia, but Anyabiano say, I had you, Brianna, or you are still hurt by that comment.
Even though I say, Maminchia, we're here for Yanani, or for Minka, for this opportunity. I think, say, on my no senior, no. One thing I was saying, we are one people with a common destiny. Religious belief, just one aspect of it, a bit 2 years. And so, no, before ye cremonino, before ye, memma, inina, memma, makuma for 5, or more, mame, akani. Osha busian for no, so on one Muslim, abusian for no. Doshe ono na busia memano omo busia half ya kanfo a omo ye Christian half ya kanfo omo ye Christian so say ene se uhu memano ba ko na e from Ikhlas Muhammad Awal na u feel say on success enfata on se enfata se obe contest elections ya o Ghana esan se oye cremonia. I think say just unfortunate. Again, the be I drew as a minor. Ubi be any who be Christian, ama Christians more preference than Muslims. And ubi so obey ya oma Muslims more preference than because ye omai and a ye church. So I know you're very, very important. So I expect to say ubi a ye NP. Wada nipa bebriano. Even though a Christian dominated constituency there. Nanso na me worry shemu se na nke ni se okasa asem no ade ba kwa e wo se eti se minim se stika ni ma me eye ohema e wo offensive area ho baby stika eko contesti MP e wo area ho eko MP elusui oko primaries e wo area ho eko lusui oko primary also ho lusui no Ben Abdallah Banda aoye Cremoni a yesremi prano. A contested the same offense. A call MP 12 years. But obviously a Christian dominated constituency. Even ene okoye no obi eni wa wetimi akọ more than twice ewo esan say ten dia do so mu yi nipa no because ono na yesu sudua ewo eye constituency ho. Nti ama so be ba within 4 years so no more expected so obey the Ben Abdallah Bandaye and Obentianya. So we have enough evidence I say Nipani personality, what he stands for, any Bibiana again. Osha a researcher Abba Ghana Hangina Musa Dankwa Nidia. Obia research bia ye biano research BNY appointed to the fact that Nkrofokra to Abba because of Obi faith. Afrobarometer a report from 1999 up to NA. There is no single variable or be religious affiliation to Emmanuel winning elections.
But I think, sir, Musa Dankwa last research I think I saw something like that, about 1.8 is it percent or is it 18, but I'm not too sure of the figure. It does play some role, but the role could be described as infinitesimal.
So another make a choice. Research be anywhere a buyer say Ghana for Dudona say Christo for and answer Cremo for etuaba echo one side because Nipano a cremoni and answer ye Christoni. Because I can no idea can I can DC intiminia vote zongo biagio. From 1992 up to NDC has never presented a Muslim. There is no NDC, there is no Muslim in any of the NDC tickets from 1992 except in 2004. Omudi Mohammed Mumuni Ebaye, Onosunya accident because some propose which is on a year Mills running mate in 2004. 1 year campaign because of your accident. That is the only time. But Muslim and Zongo communities have some history being Tiama Omutu Obama NDC. And that history is there. Obi our name Ghana Yabako some area hono. Say MPP 18 enya more than 3 votes out of 10. MPP ayadia was say about MPP abaso. Enunti nama in 2016. Enya 24% of the Zongo votes. Obia can say MPP enya Zongo asa ya winning Zongo. Barosha. Senipani 100 Zongo only 24. and no chira say ye to aba zongo no which is dominated by Muslims, or a NDC stronghold, and it has its own history about it. And nothing else will be say, be a Christiani and also a Kremuni and Tuaba Mana, a dangerous for the building of this country. As I say, and you'll be an idea, who say a friend of Baumia, or ye, your friend saying, or ye a Muslim. Ahmed Ibrahim, our MP for time. Ahmed Ibrahim is a Pentecost elder. He's not a Muslim, but we are representing in Crawford. So, the religion is attached Nipana, Ubayam from so, and it's an American, but Matissa say, Onoano, Wababichrim, even though in Tremuno Anye, but Wabepacho, say, Asemna or Kaino, Onoa enim say, Ankoye. Ancha yes and say, in Nisse MP or representing Nipa Debris, Ankremo Poka home. Again, Osha Ghana a secular state dominated by Christians. But will be anywhere Okasa awal a Muslim unti. Yet me a man position see a ancestral position or Muslims on Kwa and or Christians on Kwa and or and no M1 MI we have intermarriages ya kind of one even within the families. Me a card de and Kamihari Ubiana or no equa sorry I mean so before a year friend say chromosome. Osha we a friend saying a Mamia Joyce Bawa Montari. Or no a Christian but Nikununi a Muslim. Again, Oko we a friend saying Betty Mulde Idrisu. Or no a Christian. Nikuno Alaji Mahama Idrisu a Muslim. But did anywhere a general Munina Quincy or more ministers in this country, and answer or more elective position there or be Becase, a sense of make remove Ponti and Tomau. There be anywhere another the example of Ashanti region, Hakra, offense to be or no Christica in Potama with 3 crown. Our core primary school Lucy and a Muslim eco contest a year NP. All right, we're in the 4th year.
Okay, well explained. Once would have to just say what aqua patch or dear Yama a true entry dear every tree. Now, beginning say a chop out of their battles of camp and so idea Masumuye. But currently we understand, say Dr. Mahmoud Baumia Asia 200 former MMDCs of the previous administration. Is that true?
Yes. Oshia or more in Shiamuno Crano Abbey or Alisa Hotel. Now, you're recording 220 out of the 268, Omona Ebai.
220?
Yes.
And you are so convinced, sir, 220 no mobile, Honorable Kennedy or any a compre Jack Pons to and in Safroma, one was so SOMPA FM.
Onona D kind issue or more and then and I say and then after 4 days to me. Okay, I said, na MP, echo voluntarily. Echo a year, Dr. Baumia Jose, Omodo support no man. That dina na Honorable Kennedy Japan, Ishia and Peninfono, and no more Ebin Como. On Friday or see, we share 268 million. But the idea, we share 220 Alisa Hotel. Na in Shimono, Abba, Ama, the chef of Mokuman reporters, on the cultural say even after the Shimono or more at the cancer and yeno creda say Omoko baby Omukushia can Japan because so much in Japan Asia a year brand example. A yeno press or more at the endorsement a year BDA by again. Osha MMDC and so ene Osha Obekasibia Omun Tuabanibi Esan say Osha a year your constitution now. So we are former MMDC Afrina, but on the 19th of July, now we are former a year Utini at Tuababi, but Omun Tuabani. Nenso Omo influence is very, very great. As I say, Osha MMDC is now Omo mobile and we should be a Umu say we know Obiana or ye MMDC, but to contest parliamentary candidate a year one of the constituency. Osha Omudo Super, especially the orphan constituencies. And Osha orphan constituencies are Ghana Hangina. Dudwana a former MMDC, and a contest here of winning. again.
But this year, SOMPA 106.5 FM no. Muko Facebook wala, who pictures ni da Intimedia, you're not up my why?
Yes. So na make us Osha Dudona yes at time this year so in 2017 na position we see the constituency secretary and be a chairman in a keka home. Omo ena ye album ni na inti se o kan omo influence in their various constituencies are Sankrophone very influential we omo influence to Kenya esan se omo inti ye de omo do na say omo endorse Dr. Baomi omo si o se on na be omo si omo the statement fra eba
saying now endorse Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
So say in a room say nipa 220 you don't expect everyone to say yes, but when your majority no when you kabom no issue statement they disagree with the statement
so why the majority is what? Because we want to have figures to that effect.
Yes, the can say they address the press. I can say they have not endorsed Japan or Brian example any of the candidates. However, they will issue a statement because they went to Japan in a unit. They went to Brian in a unit, but Omasaya by Dr. Baumia in a unit. And they issue a statement. In the statement, on the direction. So much the direction amongst the MMDCs, will be a field on no more enyajina. The person can come out, but you could tell that. So almost say the statement because leadership. They have a leadership. So I
want to find out from you. Could it be that I don't know whichever promise you might have given them for them to go out there and issue a statement. The direction you believe you don't know, I believe you know the direction because it is going to go in your favor. Is that not true?
So the American said, Omoni Dr. Baumiana ko akansi. Omokoya omumi and winning elections.
Okay.
So say kase obi esa nipa no ebe endorse Dr. Baumia. Odi endorse because they went together and lost together. It said they will be in China or kase Dr. Baumia a failure. Automatically what didn't attempt. Because on also a failure. He should also not be given the opportunity to go back again as parliamentary candidate in his orphan constituency and as a constituency of Fremo. And it's not make us 60 MPs in the Barbon. Omobeka, any some few MPs I name say Omone
Kennedy.
We Japan Eshibumuno. Omeka so Omodi Omonkahu. And the currency say him say Omonkahu. And that's very important.
All right. So let's leave the
67. MPs in the Makuma 67. I know Omo group. The name say Omo Ebetuama Dr. Baumia, Jumama Dr. Baumia. So we say 50 abomudi, Maumbrabonte, but we have almost all of them coming out. There are pictures and videos of them coming out. A different Tinianko, and then I can say Omo Muko no. Nanya Omunina no. I don't pray. Share your friends that day in that meeting. They were not there.
Our
yes, Minia.
Yan China Monco Congress and I'm on to Abani. Yes, it's senior ye, and they will who day.
And they who Charlie.
But the key takeaway from the conversation is that I hear the former MMDCs, Aka say, they have not said anything on endorsing Honorable Kennedy Japan. Is that right?
Yes, that is right. There is a video to it. The video no proud to me Facebook page. It's on my Facebook page, Awal Mohammed.
All right, my
on my press conference, I addressed the press. They did not speak to me. They spoke to the press with the microphones over there.
All right.
Now, Nipanu Bisa almost say, Makushia Ken, almost say, Yakushia Ken. and no person mind so there be obi any who was sorry cry jina ho
ejuma we dey be patcho ejuma we dey why
ejuma mo kan me ka video no ho
why ejuma we why ejuma fancy why ejuma fancy hey our man that's for God and country that was why
Yesu me da se pa me nua nyame Israel
nyame so Israel ora awel Muhammad now say ye ne din komo no kasama ura baumia on this issue about bonting fan crabo for say crabo say Christo ni ent be into aba ma crabo ni na dem yemfa ensi wo wa video baby bro e mo back one na maybe di ko we jira house re ade jira house re
MPP for who yesero
ade jira
say I mean me join MPP 1992 yes 2004 many Christian church honorable Christian church na me call primaries or Cape Coast. That primaries was christened the mother of all primaries, many Christian church. I'm the one behind the jargon skirt and blouse. Yes, I introduced you to Ghana politics until MPP 2008. I mean MPP for disqualify my Cape Coast. And because of that, you lose the Cape Coast seat. Still our NDC is controlling the seat. Until MPP or your party, I mean, you want to go into your party in the power. Now, MPP, I'm joining 1992. It's not the MPP today.
What is making the difference?
First, MPP, same MPP are OCCRE. So, no, all 1992. And the NDC CCRE all 1992, and I would have joined NDC.
Reason being,
MPP we're losing identity as a political party. And let me tell you something. After 2007, Legon Congress, Alan Nenado Croyana, there was no winner. I was second round in Alan James Manno. After 2007, 2010, what temper with the party constitution. First, let me part 10 or what trouble from each constituency. To give the NADO an advantage, they introduced superdelegates and also expanded the electoral college because in NADO will lose marginally until now was sympathy from the grassroots. So then they expanded it to give him advantage. So the superdelegates by an advantage at obviously present. Now they are taking away the superdelegates because it has served its purpose of making a NADO
the president.
Now they are tampering with the constitution again to favor Bawumia. It's not a party that is consistent, even with its own constitution. It has lost its identity completely. MPP, I'm joining, or a party of selflessness. Party and Kofu, Etumwache, with Kofuzi no kwar, Perrier. It's not the MPP of today.
Now, so okay, say one of the Omonsa keka one kasabu constitution to favor Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Until then, potting pan the woman, womo edi Omonsa ekeka.
Now, listen to them. This where from this bottom
bottom
approach. I mean, where from it? Kwanana oshehin, oyihin ansana ko hwe ahinsefo. Who makes a king before looking for kingmakers? But that's what I can answer. Because if they allow the process, the normal process now, party they use, the same process, on normal for power. The same process gave the NADO power. Now suddenly the process is not good. We should change the process. Why this behavior? We need opposition or a credible or a good opposition. The same way they mismanage their party is the same way they mismanage Ghana. If a party is mismanaging the processes, we shouldn't take it lightly because the same behavior was about governing the country. So that's why I'm saying that I had this is not MPP. I know, of course. I mean, people can say that I'm no more MPP. MPP left me. I didn't leave MPP because the values, the principles are almost some of us here joined the party in 1992. No? Those principles are hardly to be found in the party as we speak. Last, I knew Boache Jakuzi Nkomo.
Yeah.
He mentioned it. Because he was the party in the chassis. Nanche party. Akaphobia about 2008, Araji Baumia. Outsider. I'm an opportunity to become running mate for 8 years, to become vice president for 8 years. Why would you tamper with the constitution to favor him? What about one of us in 1992? Damage on our council there are people who didn't vote. No, yes, to some extent, there are people who didn't vote, but on yet that number, no, they are deceiving themselves. But those who didn't vote, no, Obia only reason one to Aba, Obi Shas 1992. Now, Obi Bafufra, you know, 1992, Sebi, and Kwasiafo, ono Yansenyi. And Dama behavior is what is killing the party. All right. One other thing I make hypocrisy, nyachum.
Yeah, nyachum.
Now listen. Have you listened to Dr. Bawumia talking about religion in politics? Now he's complaining about religion. What about man no committee? Zongofo. The meeting was a secret meeting, but somebody recorded it. A video. I don't know whether you've seen that video.
I've not seen the video.
I'll say, I was chosen because of you, the Muslims. So you Muslims support me for a Muslim to become president. That's religious politics, isn't it?
It is.
It is religious politics. Sheikh Niama, prior to the election, called all the Muslims in Ghana to vote for Alhaji Bawumia and said it there. So if this is time you want to when you Muslim and be president, when again? It's not religious politics. So if Sika, you see, anybody who is listening to me, which read article I wrote 2021, 1st January, I published article on Ghana Web. It was on My Joy. Why would MPP want to commit political suicide? That was the title of the article. You can Google it and find it. And I explained why the choice of Dr. Bawumia will be a disaster. And I was justified by the results of MPP Vunye. Because politics is a game of numbers. In economics, in marketing, we say it is the market that determines what to produce. So if you are going to sell in a market that is dominated by accounts, dominated by Christians, dominated by women, and dominated by youth, you should know what to sell to win this majority group. So I did a political market analysis and came to the conclusion that it will be dangerous for the party to present a candidate on to appeal to the market easily. That you have to explain and struggle and justify to make the sign and confato. It will be difficult for you to do that. I wrote article. I even used monkey banana analysis. That when you have apple and banana in your pocket and you want to bait a monkey, you don't use apple.
You use banana.
You use banana.
May I say, I'm saying, Ebebu pa na wabu yempa, and we on SOMPA 106.5 FM for God and Country. Mamiko na mima Honorable Joseph Azuma Akwaba bio or MP4 a crew from na bijiri pisa nkomono koso enyina da utie na yebeka say MP4 asami ababeto dwai early congress coupled with top bottom approach. Obeka say asem we abayedie anka MP4 fi asem, but it is a public institution by our constitution. That's what our constitution says, and for that matter we can discuss it at any other platform. Now, you as an NDC member, they cause MPP muno. Say no huno.
Me na wasi bi. Na me na motive wasi. Say enene de din kan me ba krum hai. Maba mo kasa fidie so.
Yeah.
Member maba so. If you are sentiment mo ba na you're proud of SOMPA TV.
Yeah.
Radio
Ashanti
region. Si abeto mo ha nso a and to me, I'm of a penny of friend, and I'm so that. But be as was a member.
Sure.
Yeah, and I told the Bia Nania Manashi.
I don't know what I said.
And then I was a Queen Biaso member. To be born a basso. A buy so Miriam studio from the entrance to the studio. My rubby Bibri, including TV stations, Bibri. Into my mama basso, was set up. I'm say more invest more. More investment. And your bomb as a business be yamam.
I crazy. I was Jesus Christ name. Bema Ebo Backman who runs to the house. What a fantastic studio. Very well. I just want to
your bomb basso. As government party. Your bema assurance say freedom of press. More it is guaranteed. When you acquire much imagine. The papa in the body governance be anyhow benyana perfect. And that how I obey brown once and I would cheat or more would do almost no. Because I'm no mama on the mandate. And a renewable based on your performance. And you are accountable to them and you must be transparent to them. And be able to be answer no. More who quine. Some much margin. Send your TV and that meaning some party NDC. You respect democracy and the freedom of the press. And you know so meeting me I am Ojuma. A from constituency na Demabaha. And almost more mabaso. Say idea insida na omaya aduma manesi o ma pension. 2020 me ye me hu bia anyi and 2024.
A from constituency na wen.
Ye no oboase na bo ehye.
Mo ne boase na bo ehye.
Ye ne Dunkwaw. Ye the gateway to Ashanti region Central.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Ye ne Dunkwaw. Dunkwaw bridge no I fair no river ofin. This all cross the river ofin bridge na. The first community a friend Techikrum. I am a community.
Oh, okay.
And sana wabo oboase.
All right.
Then geographical location I no hu bi wo kakra. But we will be so to bring that is a Manchester Central kakra. No esi oboase west mu kakra. No esi east. And sana was right east no ba Krofom. Nti a share boundary with oboase west. Ni odo bi ase constituency no oboase east. Odo to bring and Denchira, I think Denchira East, and yes, in Finfin. Now, 20 years of NPP and 6 months of NDC.
Right.
I ever say, Benya 4 years of NDC. Now, you say 4 years of NDC. No, you may go GD say, the bachelor be a Krofom for a bit who say, also, Mamma Yapana, yes, and Twasso. Namity NPP. Many our themselves friend this money call MPP now you're none. Oh sir. Oh yeah our Ashanti region. One of the communicators. Now to Twitter na mempese oni ha obey no hwanu nti. Ebi me can say the bear enye say oni hunting America no but meka say ofree party no na ekoya na.
All right.
Oje no home na ho nti. Me bona baso. Say call ho so oye na famu de. E de boa. Memmo me nuanam panimfo abaso
Ebo Backman
Mathieu no metie no be menya kwantie no bebre back ma hu say nimdie bebre wona adwenum oyenim defo enti
onye na Ebo Backman o me so agina me read about him the reading the articles bebre
menim say enti yenya kwanya na no mu hia so a de wo si hia ye behia e de afro mo ho em say me nuan so also a lecturer
also a adjunct lecturer or UPSC communications
on na meko menya masters ba ko bi ka ho ya nimdie de was a brebia o ndie bia na anche na obem lecturer
so betibesi
was is nimdie na ye de bi ka ho NPP na also manya but say
public institution
apart from public institution na business partners
okay
to some extent. Na seven preduasa sisi ye ka no krem nya say yukra abeka NDC NPP political parties in the rule country no
na aseme na
okay adese na kan na so mo anka say kodwa
Ebo Backman to hell movement for change
onim
in the next couple of days in the next couple of days they are coming out with a big political party.
Well,
yes.
Solomon
is it true?
Oh, it's true.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Mashesha omo. Afafranto for. Na nyama wa say NPP no more na esenke.
Oh sir.
Enye say bia bibi o wa hunting America. But eto de bia mbusa mo say na nimdifo akukuduru for mo kan no crazy wo party no na yanto omo nka. Because me ba hai de bia ni wa menko me yama ka se menko two or more at least 2 radio stations a day. enti menya kwan na omuhia pa menya kwan na omuhia radio stations ni nyina baabi ameko TV stations na akwa na hwa afafrantefo na obisa on na se nansen amko tran nchen no na se bisa nimdie no na ahofama na ba because sa na etie dia na MPP ewo nimdie wo nimdifo wo party no mu adan committee mi de o ma bu o man no na kwanya no man fa mom and MPP baabi ewo no I am very attractive or unattractive to the extent that yan hwe ni ya na omokoso ye omo niam ase ni omu ye ya
then emisi
mpacho mete se misha but mate se once upon a time CPP na ye the biggest political party in Ghana mate control anomo I think PNC Liman Party so ma winning elections for Ghana pen mo bia mean say NDC MPP say unya incompetent leadership or muntimi collapse political party no en kakran na party na ekuta o ma na nyina enim say once na ye ka say oh ye ka party and the full womb intellectuals womb ni ade a yesu so eba no ame wo me menso so makura na se ni ade eba krom kakran no na we babu na uko school kakra ye hwehwe so obekwa kodi NDC achi because na efi so omo man ko school no omo ni ndie wo form no omo ni kapre ahiafo ni nkofo bi ena na omo ko NDC na wuhu NPP fo a sata na ye suit any time na omo taabo na ya crash for party na sa bre no so no kreni na radio stations and TV stations no so but na obeti se NPP ni bi e kasa na oyo bi a wo se ai so woni bi bia ena nimdie no so wo ho sana na yehu om but na NPP yehu om I am say
ayede
ebra Israel for ni free Muslim asase so ba na njuo no mu paaye no em sa fuck sankofo na nimdie commitment be national interest no na ewu omu na fa omo nya akwantwa njuo no dabi omo lack leadership and omo lack leadership to the extent that the so-called intellectual party and the common simple mathematics go won't mean plus and minus
then my I won't mean simple mathematics
now I'm saying you announce already say His Excellency the former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia
yes
on MPs say sham wonya over 60 MPs on the fee am be declare man adia chin ya na 50 as an declama Kennedy Japan yanso ye wo ye fie ho yi Parliament House wo
yeah
ye nim say MPs ni na ye 88 and wo the 88 and a MPs na nipa mienu omo MPP mu kwacha 88 no Brian Achampon ono onko bo baby because ono ankasa wo interest ono contest nti Brian onko baby a doctor ya odutwumo no ye ne netifi ho me mama onya me declare kwa na hu me busa na mo ka kire me so be contest nti ono so onko baby nti was na you2 cry free mama na 86 na 86 yetimenya 60 every 86 ni assign ya 50 every 86 ma just say be a lecturer say o mote bi nchan ka kire say a new method of mathematics aba aye free school no match.
That's it. Ebeti ya ba say be nkan okre enti obekọ ha ko.
So why do you bring that obi nkan okre na wo wani na ho?
They said the ACD and they say no credit be any baby.
Enti wa woni mo manim say mo wo fi staff wo ha enti say e ba sa mo to aba na obi kwa ha na hu om so mo no san ba be ka cho so wo wafa. Enti ma ka che me nua ba ko say send the men no city of parliament no baby wo bi o confirm nko because omo kan to kro mo nhwem.
Oh,
I time of when some make cash based on numbers. They don't care whoever. But on a more serious note, or more hard as here for or Makuma party na say we incompetent leaders are selfish leaders are or more was here na sabi or one can decision making bodies no hono control ba oni position bia na omo do party no no mu ko omo kra because obeda so bia no MPP no no ope no ejigu na prof anase
yeah Ebo Bakman
o kan se mi
then okay
eye nimdie kasa no kan ya because se wan kasa wo fie o yere na wo ma na wo fa se fo kakra ne ade ye de hye wonsa na se wan di man hwe o musu ya ye mfa kromu hye wonsa until the NPP or person be govern country no apart from a poor say if better lack of better word but almost sinking the economy of Ghana mismanaging no ama the indicators are my government ya attractive no nyinara before so mo free so no e bia ni o motimi position no year o metimi agina so aye campaign agi say bia ene president Mahama ban no ono ye worse than that ansa na wonya bia ka wo say president Mahama may worse than that unemployment rate you did just 7 point something, let's say 8%. Mobile money call almost 14 or 14 point something unemployment. No. Inflation. You did jambe 15 point something. More kwana attract 20. At one point in time, got a neck 50% of inflation. Somewhere 2022 thereabout. Fuel prices. Fuel. A liter NDC corner about 3.4 3.5 per liter. The whole 4.5 makes a gallon. Send a can of gallon ya quarter petrol 1 gallon. Now you around 14 cedis. NPP kono na enenam 80 something cedis. Because it got to a time 1 liter na edija not even up to 4 cedis. Now you 3.3 3.4. Sa liter no omodi koya ko 2019 20 21 CD per liter buy almost antimidi ball as you cry na about 16 or 17 with a memo on 15 kra no moja ho den cut 15 obi di ade ja 3 and 4 wo de ko 15 uko CD to dollar NDC ko no yen for mo de na mo se ja no 4.2 CD per $1 me pa show omokono nene number 15 16 anameboa. So these are some of the things
dollar ni the omokono then 14.75.
Well, yeah, with the infant say 14. These are some of the things dependence on NDC performance of Sanyema we are Ghana for a type so to aba nipa bottom the purchasing power nisike kutano e die no timide to da katua say no timide bo ne bra sanya ma we nyina afi even corruption or the target President John Dramani Mahama one a year you target corruption perception index
yeah.
But the worst performance of President John Dramani Mahama was the best performance for
which is
rate, but who calls Google says the worst performance producers in one of President John Dramani Mahama. Me answer message in phone so was the best performance for Nana Danko Kufuado. Near the almost secretary day 500 and something 58 million something
$58 million.
$58 million near the Kotua at the center of Ghana, the center of the capital of Ghana. Parliament in China bubu judges if you abu private properties be agu you be tua compensation near tua sika no near ko tua $30 million e dia ma obi so onya kwan emfa omampa dia na opeso be yo mampani ni kuro won na ko kate so na ye tua sika no e de ama no ebra adwuma wa ye kura no 2%.
Why no?
Wale kwan.
Why no?
Nana friends Dr. Mamu Baumia na ko kate so.
Odo ko kate so do.
Say yenya wale kwan.
Na 30 million.
Yes, dollars.
E de ama hwan contractor.
E de ama contractor.
You have information on that.
Where throw parliament you can't throw public information. Where public information at that one thing. Hwehwe no. You twes kana man kwan no wanye sa kwan na mom ayi je friends Dr. Mamu Baumia fi. For lugu down. Na Dr. Mamu Baumia beka kra se o maye. Ni atwa sika e wo Palugu dam ho. Dam no ya anye. Na Dr. Mamu Baumia beka se wo ko Cape Coast a. Cape Coast a. Yesi airport o si yesi ho ahwa wo ho. Ebra kra ye nhye project na se. Ebra kra ba na kra se enye necessary kra so mbesi airport no kra wo so ma sha se. So oma dare oma to ateche bim ama fia yo omo ho ai wo so nkomo no ka wasinka wo mo pe ba bi tete kakra na nkomo pe nsuo bi dare da na nkomo ye de omo san ye omo ho no na de bia me ka se NDC pa ya ponti se kakra ya fa omi so me hu Ghana mobo no mahu oma hwe omo ne ma tutu ye a we are capable of keeping the MPP in opposition for not less than 32 years.
May I say, Facebook. Now there are some messages there. Now me ready. I say, good day, Prof. I am affectionately called Honorable Kweku Citizen. I am a constituent of Krofrom, and I'm from Ampunyase, the second largest and populous town within the Krofrom. Let's see. May have some challenges with my network, but let's see. I'll be reading the message. Messages be over, and I'll be reading. But you have some challenges with the network, so yeah, I would be reading those messages. Now, Jumadi, what you were so I seen at the Biara, Jumadi at the brain, a team for near here for Facebook. Young guy say, Yare way. Yare yapa na so ya dia bia wo so do we chire e ba ko pe e endpoint homeopathic clinic e ho na kwa obenya wa yaresa kaka se wanya nyuye oda ho na ho chire wanya stroke na mpuru ntimi nsore enko e yaresa bia me yenhwe wa abusuafo e muntie niye endpoint homeopathic clinic for se for to we say utibiti o ma homanum sisi a o ma be hwe sa nipa no e wo fie yare kwan kro bi ti say Bema or just what ya or the Bema, I kind of prostrate. The baby so the boss so I don't jable. So what rama no bread boom, any other debilitating disease. Yarakwan Krubia Doko Biara, but modern part of our endpoint homeopathic clinic. What my jackwine and crying ha or more shell signboard, Sprinters Road. Kumasu Boma Hinamako Bing. And of course, why you may be over the week? What bread would you need a massage? That massage, you know, can say endpoint homeopathic clinic, Eddie Mao. Number why you now hotel now person called physiotherapy sections. Remember, the name is Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. But more than that, you're my human more 0244-867068, 0244-867068, 027-423-4321. That's a guy say. Ahumka pain relieving heat patch e wo dwaman so wo ahunam nyina ya wo ya bomodena koto bi na fatare baby ya wo ya no say wo dwonku na ya wo ya anampo oba wo bunsa na wa ya se ka odwe bomoden pa na kope e ahumka pain relieving heat patch e be ka wasam e de amount. Obviously, in the year 2025, we are saying no to pain. That's what we can say no to pain there. Ahumka pain relieving heat patch. If I talk about that phrase 0599 802297. Again, read them on 024. You can read them on 024 8509003. If I talk phrase our numbers here, idea on Sabeka Ahumka pain relieving heat patch. You know to Aquacotong. What will come as a modern for nature Alpha Dio Pharmacy, Panacea Pharmacy, Danny Pharma Limited, Love One Crane, Green Light Pharmacy, Origin Chemist, Repast Ventures, Cape Coast, for nature Busi Pharmacy, Cape Coast Pharmacy. Me bacho phone be my feedback you have bacho if it's your phone we free microphone oh my bacho Eastern Regional Gapson Pharmacy, Drug Right Pharmacy, Takrade, Buakwa Pharmacy, Knock Chemist, and an India Pharmacy. Natasha in Subio say Electroland Ghana Limited. Wamso me Juma Ko Kesia pa. Minimum Kase Electronics, I had the so a bonaba from as I said dollar no at that 10:30 Sabra Medo Kase. Me bacho electronics a waba from pa and can't come pay TV. Air conditioned, fridges, washing machines, kettle, rice cookers, microwaves, and our blenders. Muni na mumbo mo na mumfang with Electroland Ghana Limited. Say Nasco products, media products, Samsung product, TCL. Pachobeya also do any trade. Electroland Ghana Limited. Oma Jackwine, Ewo Techiman. Beer any backside the day share the more. Kumasi who more Cassie Junction, Third Junction, and crime. One more Adenta Barrier, Dansuman Runabout, industrial area. Beer the Malcolm Plus, the day share the more. Jomo Sunyani, Mankasin, Cape Coast, Takrade, and a Tamale. From 0245 949495. 0245 949495. Now, Hajia special local foods in here. Hey, Ebian Papa Pie Pard. That's it, Biani Pa, Debini, a deep wolf, Yatimus, a man for Tafro Monsano. And yeah, so, Mamma no Biani no Buta, the Biani, but your spices be him. A you fiam quine, or fiam quine, or fiam bow. If I talk about it, I'll open that way. To service banku say fufuni nkwan bia wo pe watch jollof rice that biani bia preference nyina wo ye bi na ba don't be kan nwumre na wo ye eye party bi ada wo ye yi yo bi da we here order me ba cho Hajia special local foods. They are all over our media space, especially on social media. Obo more Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and other social media pages. Now call you there. Hajia special local foods. Utype here obo from 024 63 59921. Again, read them on 053 54 84 392. Better still, call them on 05947 97215. Hajia special local foods. Adriane Papa Fiero no. Now, another day, we've gotten a new entrant. Supporter and then for the show for God and country, Medima Full Herbal Center, Dr. Tam Daso. Hey, say your stroke and you yeah, Sisi Yadia, so we don't kuna ya, and poor Sicily Yadia, Bema dear. Your problem ba couldn't say we need 50 more. Now you so you. Anyway. You said to me, my Bema who Jojosa. I have prostate issues. But I just want to be candid. You may be all the way the better. Obit Bega, I Santam, Dr. Time Daso, Medima for Herbal Center, and Puno, say Opa, Wawo, we are Bana Bema, Yarikon check, typhoid, malaria, diabetes, Bombardi Pana for each other, Medima for Herbal Center, from 10244. 774282. Again, read them on 0500 727215. And cry ha over who more Pukwasi Mayera, Kumasi, Buako, Agogo, Ho and Amor, government school, and Shane Muwa. Dr. Time Daso, the Lord is our ultimate healer. But when you make once we are saying the way, ready for God and country, you may know, and the bread in the teeth. When the check, you have na ya to one nkra na yen to om nkra sisi ya na nkra to we no I don't know ebe a then we'll come and have the other discourse we have right here on SOMPA 106.5 FM. Na kai say etiefo a won tie yen no number mo be fresh so ye be line so to 0260 196064 0260 196065. Yeah, from me Prof Abochie ya basisi ya
Electroland Abeja. Near the Muni I'm a punning in Answabo. Wait, Thursday, 10th April 2025. Ryan showroom for front and Kumasi Techima Juanes.
Any room, sorry, Dino. And I said, Vaxford Nedianim.
Roberto Samsung, TCL, Media, NASCO TV, AC, fridge, gas cooker, washing machine, deep freezer, home theater, microwave, blender, kettle, rice cooker, and any more papa count winning now. Now, winning baby, and it count for Baku 50, even your 15% discount. Any achedie, it's your Robert Hadie. Count who now saying out.
Endpoint homeopathy clinic. Ghana had you be any say prostate. Na baby omutibi screening ema huni ye etu asia. Na endpoint homeopathy clinic. Anasa kidney liver problem. Wofa baby and ajuju. Na the friend premature ejaculation no be maybe a woni wodofo akwakwehia. Asa wo di ne ho agro. Asa wo tonte. Ene ye bra endpoint homeopathy clinic. Na ye moa. Ema ne mema mo pa wo. Endpoint homeopathy clinic. Wo mo dem fua. Yare bia infections bi ne wo ho. Anasa bia wo hwa wofa baby na ajuju. Kidney problem, prostate there. Endpoint homeopathy clinic. Kuma se ubehu endpoint homeopathy clinic. Ewo konoma boy here. Ena Accra hanso so there. Wo mo gina mu ankasa. Ewo Spintex baby friend share signboard no. Who do na ubusasa wo pe endpoint homeopathy clinic. Obia ebetro. For endpoint ewo 0244867068 and 0274234321. Endpoint homeopathy clinic. Wo mo demu Hajia special local foods abakade enye aduane ne aduane o ye wa aduane ne wa aduane enye nwanwa se Ghana ha ahemfo eyi akese wedding akese party akese se wo pe baabi a wo be serve wo ma wo ho se ye buffet ene wo mo ye se ye local continental dishes wo bi e twa nani a Hajia special local foods e wo hacho atomic kwan so ho no de enti e friend local foods ne se enye wo mo ye aduane a na wo mo atentam tomatoes wo apro meko apro jena apro garlic apro no de aye aduane se eya abontine aduane edi yenye ne bisa dabi Hajia suro nyame etinye nwanwa se Ghana ha etitire se ministries agencies akese eyi ahemfo na nanom ahema mo wo mo tenase no wo mo si ye bedidi ye didi eziban ye didi a wo mo se mo mfra Hajia special local foods efise hono ena aduane no ekoyi Ghana ha ba bia wo mo timi serve Hajia special local food pese wo fra eye 02463599921 02463599921 and answer 05947972115 eye 05947972115 for na would them
go fia I didn't tell us how we a friend of Ahomeka hit patch so what's young I won't baby now they are so and let's be na do bra we see you pain and your sister na yasi arena na oda hono into where the fat on area sister J Ahomeka hit patch I tell you yasi name a few minutes and you're ready hey bra and the miss me be power after construction yeah not me back me neck pain I have a pa and no na mama papa and you could see arthritis and body pains and you do must say Ahomeka hit patch
hey bra Ahomeka hit patch no I had my power me feeling heat be abra Mediterranean I feel pretty I be more please not do me cry
I try to so say your back pain waist pain menstrual cramps any arthritis in quadia use Ahomeka hit patch what the peps and oil that's a ginger and cinnamon and I at a phone call Alpha Duo Pharmacy Origin Chemist Pharma George Accra Palace Pharmacy Accra Buekwa Pharmacy Takrad Lock Chemist Takrad and Malarigo Pharmacy Tamale the BFS 0599802297 FDA Ajidin Kratoyatu
Aero Cray Mabakwa SOMPA 106.5 FM for God and country so there. Brother Swa and the chair Yabema Kwang am also do I drink chair Abeboa 0260196064 0260196065. In studio we have Honorable Joseph Azuma, one of the MP for a crew from NDC MPs right here. We have Bob Bachman, or economist and then financial analyst person and a member of Movement for Change, and then we have Emmanuel Dako, one of adjunct lecturer UPSC, or also Ewaha. Ima, what's your both sides? Quickly, then I'll be about the various side submissions that we're making.
Prof, who say na kanini say opinion very we suasa. But sabi bunu time na ba ni ese usu free ankrem.
Sa.
Na another one say sawa ho di mpanyifo bia we kra timi ko bie. Pipe na kasa na. Ebi egu so.
Saka sa asem review, who say that?
Yes say opinion bia we ya.
Na suasa.
But abena ye bu sa abe no. Na ese usu free ankrem. Hanti ese panyin sani di we na asa di obi anware bi.
Okay.
Ba na nyame ada ro ma sawa ba. Ti panyifo ni dware we na so obi.
Yeah. Okay, me back to my way.
And you see, nkomo aye di nyina say MPP for enam ne da paso. E na yitwitwa nti, yitwitwa ne kakra sa. Ba nkomo aba efa MPP said the omasesa from 92 omusuni omoban said the na first honorable kasa ye ka MPP anim say party of intellectuals. And adeba ko say driver for me ntimi twika ba ko. And so if you have a party of intellectuals, whether perceptual and I say in the reality, will be a lawyer, MPP, my lawyer for be. What happens is that you will have an issue with ego. Because we are feeling with him. I said, what they Messi, see Ronaldo, about the same team. Now name Macahon. Now they almost say, they say, Lami Yamal, and I say, oh yeah, dang, you have a problem. So apart from the fact to say MPP will problem with last governance, and that one didn't mean the whole thing be. If we say we are objective, the truth is, Abra MPP eba abaimu 2016 message be no mo sele aseme no mo ka che Ghana for then no mo ka se omo beye by 2024 omo timi yesa ana omo timi anye sa say ni ya betimi ade atumi say one district one factory ni ye hu one constituency one dam ni ye hu na economic revival na omo promise ye no so ye hu a ibetimi ade atumi say efa bi no omo amomodin. But Odi no so to nchen na ohwe enkomo na sisi a ekono na we atwa yampia na we akasa atwi na we you realize that the minimum penifo aka nyina wom. But one key issue which has not been addressed is the issue of ego. We say na me bra penyi ebo ka say MPP for earlier no ba no we have the men no kra no more men no honorable sweaty me say ukọ radio station na wutie MPP for no bia omo film ne omo so party na fi omo mu who were at the time MPP for you ask say intina we mu e wo party no within that 8 years no more we then na no more ye how come we didn't see these people and we are one leg of the issue but me so me dia meka sisia the issue of ego we feel say minim we feel say me wo we feel say makobida.
I don't know how party this is.
And you see, and unfortunately for them, and NDC for us the era of social media now, are changing whether you like it or not, the entire face of political communication. 1992, 1996, 2000, 2004, 2008, TV stations, I heard was saying,
social media is everywhere now.
Radio stations, I heard was saying,
yeah.
Enti wo asem pa opese wo ka akwanya ni wo se wo beka ene obi kotena studio okasa yesi asem na wo ka no mo check the day ade bechi be so akwati wo hiani TV osini dem na okasa wo ya ni hwenye yi sesi a yeti esi a yekase se me ka asem bi na se enya wo betimi ahyem ya mama twe asan ana wo bedu me mic depending on the gravity of the issue ubetimi apam se ben sori nko na we are wapa atiofo eni ahwefo acho asem na me kan no ense emfata na enye ade asompa agidi obi se ne dem na wo Facebook live na wo kasa why ne control sa nipa no enti enani se BBC wo party mu na se ye pese ye use diplomatic route mpo de resolve ya when we ba na obi ti social media. And MPP enam na aba na yetwa
ochira betimi aba
ochira ebetimi aba NDC
na NDC dia na matikra se ebubo ba no enya de keto
eno so yatiti bi but
what else what it is
odwan be wu no hu ye die etimi feni dem
there's no regulars debra ese edun ketia ebe ye ngegenge Julius debra dey ese edun ketia
I were you from a bonnet or bojomo. A cow no can go be an tabi.
But
what you woman, Lucasa?
Dear Ban.
No, me womb, me, my mechanic.
Whom then, hey, you might be patron. Hey, me catch you, and this for good dear Ban.
Yeah, part of the difference between NDC and MPP in this your party no control room
discipline room
oh
discipline na wo no president no ho sa
Private Lieutenant General Rawlings
yes
and the wife and I had against 2010 Prime Minister Okoye before PROF free so the name is NDC but there was a certain man as you doing Ketia. National chairman or the Nancy from South America General Secretary. Your man discipline. Yeah, you might our party. No, your elections and back we need 2012 elections. Yes, human institution be no perfect. You can't say
perfection.
Perfect system, but the rate at which you're managing Yama of late in the NDC MPP difference kakraka.
What is the conversation? What is the conversation now in the NDC? There was some undercurrent effect about who would be succeeding John Dramani Mahama, president, His Excellency.
Me bang chairman pa.
Yeah.
Me kasa me chairman ba.
Chairman I said get here.
Yes. Because my party Juma almost 16-17 years now me called. Myself party from the grassroots. My branch secretary 6 months and some BD communication for Saturday FN propaganda secretary. Me did 4 years.
And what for push that?
And I me di
what for push that?
Me di organizer 4 years.
Oh. And Ashanti region.
My constituency.
Your constituency.
And I'm a D secretary. 2 terms and I'm resigning. Yeah, I'm a contest. My D presiding member until my go through the party ranks. I can't
over vice minister. And now we're deputy minister, now we're minister, now we're vice president, now we're president.
Met me, I can say, general, the first time a general named Shia, 2010. And Obusam said, that time not paying for the tie, could take a position. And to organize a propaganda secretary's meeting or better. Let me shock. What's a Mihusha? Let me send. Or by was we are propaganda secretary, Mr. I, a 1 year the fire, and to me, con fear me, me can't be said, say. Me, my con walk on 1% or more share, macro woman, soon say.
Over contesting. Oh, but it's all out there, so over contesting.
A perception. Be bear no why actually. Nancy, why your interviews be brave? Memma Nabaha.
I can bear the power.
Memma General Baha next week, next 2 weeks.
Martin.
Onyata or you'll be our friend on Quanya or Beba. Only joy. Samson Julius Debra. Yeah. Debra. A perception. Fine.
But wow, share on money or Munya.
Yana, your teacher who said, Sabri, say Papa, as soon as he knows my sister. And the same host to programming.
Yeah.
Na Mustafa Oha. A share producers and then supporting in terms of who knew what you to train the and to motivate started and can say about what kind of baby and I said that clear say in the next 2 months over free community so ebia will be too kind ebia will call leave who jai radio juma yes obia bet me start I say who could be as soon as in a better now
to our NDC mono we share one as soon as Ben as
I just said you won't pay and call from Dawson and I just almost started declare almost declare we are a metra say no I said go for my declare here
when I met but the echoes who are NP people no and they can say
I know that. Man, say
any question
yeah, mom pies of power. But yet, many mom pies to say, Beko Fio. Now I go to NDC MPs in 276. Men mom pies says, do men mom pies and FM. But in fact, in a democracy, I have one party state in a democracy. And a democracy. May at times, with the greatest respect. Me ko show na many NDC new MPP ni wo a eto da bia mani nje te say me wo no wo because yes na I te say wa nya obi ntina wa asem no kra wo kan na say na wo ye dey o ebi kwa wa asem no kra enye no kra but wo ho na dia to nanim na wa yi no ho ano na ya hwe say asem na wo kan ye no eno kra na enye no kra at times as a democrat me feel say hwe ye jai NDC kwa se wo mu o ma na ye hwe ye chi na obi na oba ye ministers na ye MPs ahwe ye be som o ye be ko hwa mo bubu jam o mebu o ma na die sika nyina abasa and anytime bia was wonya obi a wodi wachi a meti wei ene ma be hye me amama ye adwuma ye as MP ni se me hu se sitting in safe seat my hwe ni ya the next contest
I bet me from
but me ye comfortable so bia ntumi ahwe ya metran kran ha kra be the whole 4 years
now constituency kra.
And we need them. We need a strong opposition, a united opposition. So that the minister be here, be na NDC for the NDC, they will bring it out. So that we can build a strong nation. We don't need them to be fighting to the extent that they do by no more focus on governance. No, government. Now your minister say for money CEOs near there no be o manya kwan. I'm not state no. We yes one the person there no. Na nipa ko na bi mu se be endo. Because there be o ha me minister ya anhwe ya me ntimi abonte meka. Me beka e be sanction. E bi e be sanction. But some people need to be hwe na or the ade ne ba abonte a. E bo o man no. So we need them. Okay,
but in another issue, in Sakawaha, Kupek for the Bible to just likely July, Fango Bobekoso.
Yeah.
What is Ankomono?
Mathieu, I am person Kayeti. But yes, it's a son, I'm trying to be a nurse, I am here, a best Kalisimua. We should embrace for that. You die a bumpire because we hear baby enough and go no corona and no crack on in your choir. You become 1 CD per liter once.
Yeah,
who see Joma Nipa be who sent you
1 CD per liter no
who
see Nipa be who sent you.
Oh, me, who explain it to the pana, for instance. At the end of the year, Koya could do 19 near the Adina Begina 16.
Oh, 19 May.
Oh, member, oh, Mamma, I said, I want to be true. Yeah,
I said they will come for when they did. Will be out here for the first time.
I told me, Sada, Memma talk.
Every 22, 23, 24.
Madame Soraya Quacoto for I think 21 diesel amuse. Makoto be 21 pen. At 19 pen. And a buyer college, a centimeter by a cheap bar 14, 15 and I'm a boy. And I will beat me there about 10. At times, when you Ghana force a pet a church you. The entire Hana church you ya. And as I wouldn't say, I see a Jessica could sit down with. Nia Jessica na, a Babble dinosaur, as you see dine. Accountability. You account for the Yaji flu or Mohono. Because you're using the transparency in Yajuma. Ya Jessica na, over to say, Ubia could do 501 million Ghana cedis. Where could this say? And don't tell us I see any Jessica, no hard. Now see a Jessica, no, there are solve problem. I names idea we are solve here. Some time to come, no, your system will be collapsed, and as a sector will be collapsed here. Why not? Obiano, if you ask baby, will be any just so good to But who quite advanced countries, no much yet or complaining because of money so much to one much I had your money. And young cats will be both say, I am a dead, but at least Omoji to say, yes, I care that would ye. Say, yes, we are found take Canoswa going forward the Bedu baby crab. Obian Pesumada. And it's 2 o'clock day car on so no. And Lucy Kaya bet 2 ya near the top fango no. A man Tiasiaka cry a day. A bemoa, a be your major bet you. But a man who say, you hear any more as a name Sunka crowd. Was he a suspended idea and to further? I ain't a bonfire say. And you may be ye. A do time I be Pajadia Banner be ya, ye the baba. Ye the banner ye, so I will find another alternative of at least sustaining the sector. And your mom pie say, I go for him to come to go ya. I know my I didn't know sorry now with it. I'm glad the majority because I did a mimitia Emma Ninja to the Bia Mingham. I did him to shake out because Utia like what to say, I did will create my skeleton crab a third world war. What is
that? I didn't have dream power. Let's see. Mammy go ebo back one and chain. Ebo now she said end the chair, you best sorry if you akunya so you the hot bite news ever trying the chief for so. But you shed ye a cosu or memuha. Fango boy in July. We shed ye a cook cosu ya. We should bet me do a level bang pricing no a bit me at on basing. Can you do that forecasting?
No, I can't.
You didn't control.
You don't have control. So what you do is to look within. and see how and expect the worst.
Yeah.
And do your best to prepare towards that. But you know what I
Matthias,
because you don't have any control, you can't predict it, you can't stop it. I mean, there's nothing you can do. So you look within and see, okay, this is the situation. I think I was not talking to the microphone. so as I was saying, there's nothing you can do about external factors. Until when they say overshare within, overshare.
But sometimes wrong. I na a hamika crowd, let's say. Externally, there are factors there you can control, especially when it comes to the price of crude on the international market. But fango boya abba for me. But who say NDC among you proof or I'm taking credit for it. But you and I know, say, when it comes to the pricing of a fuel, especially at the fuel station, it is devoid of political machinations.
Yeah, but NDC for they are talking about it because of the exchange rate. Because franc go bono say about from then that's a OCD against the dollar. A bada, a becosro. So they are talking about it because of the how ometuma managing my exchange rate na from. But what in America? So even with what is happening, me makase per me my personal analysis me feel say last night president ka say on a governor ne finance minister didn't come on. I mean, we say the true value of the city at this time will be around 10 thereabout. I think it should go to about 8 if we can't. If
eight cities.
Because now then you are pushing against what is happening. But what I say, because if you have a situation where the crude oil is going up and your city is still, I mean the strength of your city, because right now let me say this. Who say it is because of where we have come from, and looking at $10, $10 cities against $1. No, FFO and Sano.
I attend you.
Yeah, because of baby, I fee. I do say anything. But on its own, no, we are talking about how it affects exports. But at this time, if the crude oil price, continue, you should think less about the export thing and focus more on importing, because that is where you are going to have a problem. Me if say a do 8 from 10, 9, 8. So me to me, I do say and economy, because now I say then you will not struggle with your import of crude oil, because the price you can't control the prices, but you can control your exchange rate. Because we have the reserves, we have the reserves to push for the value of the city to be strengthened further. Now, if you say yes, send this for take credit edika, because buy it. One of the things I mean we say very significant. And how to control the fiscal policy in terms of fiscal consolidation. To me, ama inflation to me above from. Exchange rate to me akoye. Now what is left is the interest rate, especially the lending rate. Yeah, because now that the president
is a lending rate, the saying.
But I won't say lending rate, still this it is still 30 something.
Yeah,
because now the policy rate we increase it from 27 to 28. The policy rate determines the lending rate. The lending rate. If now they can work it out, because now you want to also roll out 24-hour economy. One major problem that policy will face is cost of production.
Okay, so for the benefit of our listeners, the average lending rate in Ghana currently is 32.77.
So the cost of production and cost of distribution, and in the policy of 24-hour economy. Because if I'm going to be part of that policy, it is not because a government policy, but I'm guaranteed there will be profitability for me, because I'm in business to make profit. And if I'm going to be part of government 24-hour economy, which for me is a fantastic policy, how we manage it is what is important.
It's important.
And if ye betumi ama sisi a exchange rate no my inflation is super form. Yen share interest rate no so that the cost of doing business, the cost of production no etumi aba form ama obi be ala odun be shame no. Onimse odun shame a obetumi make profit. Not because air policy. You can't force people when it is not profitable. But if you create the environment for them, that is why the government was very smart, but also became smarter. Was smart to introduce the 1 cedi.
Yeah.
To solve the problem of the energy sector. Because 24-hour economy, you can't run 24-hour economy when
without energy sector.
It's not 24 hours. But upon realizing that it could be a problem because of what is happening in Iran and Israel. No, suspended. So that should tell somebody is managing the economy now. Is thinking in the management of
economy. But before that,
borrowing. The easiest way to manage the economy is borrowing.
I don't know MPP.
That's what the MPP was doing. That's the easiest way. No. I bush opinion. Na say, I say, but you may say bush efie. Akobo say bush efie so. Obi abakade we say bush efie so. But na ezekao. Nti efie na mpo butu mo about 20 fie. Ozekutu e kawo no. Even though it's see fie si ho. So you didn't manage the family. You just borrowed to build a house. That is what MPP was doing.
You can be a part of the show. 0260-1960-64. 0260-1960-65. Wedding number with me phrase so I drink Chebia or the Beboa there. 0260-1960-64. 0260-1960-65. I mean, first I quit that way, so I'm in chair. I am taxi chairman. I want the chairman, and you are a part of the show live here on the SOMPA 106.5 FM. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Prof. Prof, original one,
all right, yeah, that's sympathetic you.
Prof, I'm on Friday, oh boy,
Friday, no man, dear lines, Lantum.
I want me to.
Why, Mr. We go to you before.
Now, bro, I can be said. You who in Nipa, who Nipa, Mama, if you are seeing now, I see a pen before. I will walk around to Jaconani. You make a movie. In Nipa, South Africa, a pair and wire furniture movie. I hear a Kivala and pay. Now we just send power on them. After what you want to know, I took a drama you could MPP. Meaning, I did some you could say you. And before people will make some MPP, you could say a good thing that they could cry, say a book. And I will now wait my corner, what now with my corner, no one cast on the neighbor. No one can never look at the swabber. Another can't don't get an upper, and no one Ghana for MPP, you couldn't bow me, you know. Not 2028, you know. 1 year we achieve while I'm not making an idea to the sea. You get to this one with an 2028. Ghana, you PN would say, 130 while I got top of more theater, our Ghana. And the Prof, let them make catch up people what your mamma could say about me, a good. The Maka to Romano.
Now, would that be but you also support the candidate, man? Who support the candidate, man? Hey.
SOMPA FM.
Who are lying? Ebo Bakman, where they need bad afraid. Sir.
Hey.
But also better be the drink about 0260-1960-64. 0260-1960-65. Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
Me bacha apom yo bacha wana me ne ka say.
Bacha I should get like the boss.
Me bacha ka say free.
Bacha me ka say boss e wa di everywhere.
I will DVL higher. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it. Aja ho no musa me hu pa. Yeah, too.
you know, see, NDC for one to about NDC. Me not the career organizer, but the could be film. And I remember that crazy NPC. But I don't know to abandon. You know, but you are how I remember that the film. It is some way and Papa Dian into my name. I said, any part of the land to Abba. In a different trouble. If you are still no plan for this year. I can plan a yasha granati, almost coming down for Aboko.
Now, me pachoda, one no candidate ben who supporting.
Maybe NDC.
We NDC yo.
Maybe NDC, I be clear NDC organizer. If you are here, somebody could be asking who best you are. NDC post that carry her, NDC post that carry her.
Wow, that's a so free move.
Well, free move. If you say the money now the deal here, or you have too many.
The same quality na Johnny every MPP among you go now be do it, and I'm to my NDC. Me that's a pastor by you. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Prof.
Me ba to wana me na din kan way.
Prof, to Musili, Sarfo on ABOCHIE president.
Me ba to so kasa free.
Me member wa baso. No kuma say I'm a consent of ABOCHIE.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Me ba to it you.
Yes. Prof, my member wa baso nyumre na menchia on novel the safe Zuma and Uncle Bu and other panel member now move on. Prof, Yanti Honorable Zuma as he said, ABOCHIE constituency has experienced the MPP for the past 20 years. Na enyema wo constituency ni mu e wo se MP tumi ye bibuwa no edoso enyema ye expect one for edoso pa nti tebesre se mpafo ni other stations no mo so mema constituency no the highlights no na ye constituency ni so etinya ba be di na
that's it I don't think have friend wa ha oni ye ngedi nkomwe wa ba tie showcase na no sa nti no ye na si forman mate ye beta ne na ba ye beta producer 80 ye beta de na ba why me da se pass up by you no so because what do you also think 0260 1960 640260 1960 65 let's talk to this guy. Hello, good evening. Hello. Oh, okay. Wait, so I think we'll pick about the last two calls and then we say goodbye to the calls right here. Let's see. Hello, good evening.
Fine evening.
Oh, Shabano, that's his name.
Oh,
yo, me bato yeti why?
Yeah, what do me? Me da masin program amoye. And secondly, tama
Shaban radio and TV be Belma enko from Nakasawai because you have feedback. Yeah, it's you, Cecilia.
Pacho Matthew wants to walk around.
Me bato it's you, why?
Kwabra de chini. I'm saying program na mo ye na pa. Na ba pebi Papa ba ku bi ano kasa mini so MPP so NDC o.
O NDC ni.
Aha. O ka bibi mani anyi.
Then okay we nyanji.
Ba say 1 liter 1 cd no. No ka bibi say we discuss chairman for bebre wo mani de ho. Pesa no ka mesere. Ale de yin fi mu kra. Enya bi aban bi ba ye be ti ase. Ye pa aban no, ye da aban no. Me mo ye sadi anache so wo ye sisi adabafo eno so de ye ntwema no nti mesre sisi ade e ha adabafo lubricants ne de kika ka ho enchense ne iron rods ne nyema bo de ye nyina etobi aman fa da ni nko ho na ye nyai se wantu na mafre ena da bani we waje abode ena da bani we mesre wo mo fi eni nko nsem chefo mo nko sanko fo no so filling stations, lubricants, omunkonkobu sanebo. Na yem wood ye ko, na koye driver. E ba sa na ko say, esisie bia ba o man no. Timestre Ghana for empanyimfo no e ka bi yiye no na say Kechima photos abeba. Kentampo ko ina accident e wo so. We hu say ewia kataban bi na say ye fidel em say how we say the bo power. No nkwe pictures. Ebubo amna no. Ema wo mo bo modia de beat me bi ebu so as say ho nyina ye kama.
Chama we ba say you see for mama why e break ya me.
Yo mate. Timestre ba say o ma na nyin ko sa ne ma no so. No one emwa draba for nya say da bia draba nya ise
me da say chairman no media no so nya me shiro ye pa sabre me for Freddy bia bio na ye ko ebo backman what asem me twato
me principle is say me support Allen me Tomaba Allen but I don't wish say abeni be fail. That's my principle.
O support Allen.
Yes.
Otu Obama Allen, but you don't wish the NDC government fails.
Because politics and you say we fail and son me wini. But what I say, this president must succeed. We should all support this president to succeed. Or succeed we are. Among beginning no. Only individuals. Media no.
Mind you last words why?
Prof, few na ye hwe animu se nyame adoma next week e bia na ebo akosoro no still na no asembisa ba ko se
be ba ye quick man why time na so
honorable high say di obe no tia ma me na D11 no ye se ye de ba akutua ka bi se de be ya dum so emma enti as soon as possible on e we say aban ma ye hu the strategy behind how say
alternatively
ma e dey na be ba dum so be pa then was ye ya e was ye timisi ni nyina no kwan
all right
na me pato ye mo ECD for abaso last week o ma started so o mo year recoveries bi nkrofuko
I think I have seen it but I'm sorry I have to cut you but I mean corner but honorable quick one
finance minister my assurance so be my the alternative nti ye hwe ochina ye be pass you know approve the Supreme Court judges no ochina nema mi no ye major one be see parliament
okay
Supreme Court judges no ye be approve omo vetting committee na we until the be house
all right
na house na approve and you be pass certificate of urgency at the amended national holidays you know
okay that's fine okay so that's say but so my panel members today Honorable Joseph Azuma MP for Crew from NDC NP Ebo Backman Economic and